Ben Simmons can't even warm up a bench. You keep telling me the man can dunk.
Bro. Okay, look.
Can't
Yes,
hold a cup
it's
of
cool to
water.
dunk on Ben Simmons. However,
That's the only dunk he's
okay.
getting, bro.
However,
Hey,
yeah, but look, he can do it.
if
He
Ben
has the
Simmons is
physical.
gonna dunk,
Look, not doing
You
something
just
and
put Trey
having.
Young on him. That's all you got to do. If you think he's about to dunk, you throw Trey Young on him, and you good.
Britney Griner, the WNBA star who was imprisoned in Russia, is now free.
It's smooth.
Biden secured her freedom through a prisoner swap. She was exchanged for Victor Bout, a Russian convicted arms dealer. Furthermore, her release comes at the cost of Paul Whelan, who is another American that was arrested on charges of spying. Do you think that this was a fair trade? Should we have given up Victor for Britney? And was it wrong to leave Whelan behind? Or should we all celebrate an injustice that has? Okay, yeah. So, we've you've probably already heard it by now. Britney Griner was free, and she got arrested for in Russia, like February or so, over having a vape pen charge, right? So a little bit of a cannabis oil on her, less than a gram apparently of cannabis oil, and they charged her like I think like right distribution or something like that. Anyway, she got like 9 years in prison. She got 9 years in prison for that. So it was obviously a political football. And the Russians used that to get back Victor Bout, who was like a notorious arms dealer. And there's another American, Paul Whelan, and he was charged with espionage. He's been there for a while, right? He's been there for like 4 years, I think, right? And like he got like 12 more years to go. Like he was charged, like he was given 16 years. And here's the thing: multiple times, like different presidents have just kind of left him behind. He's been left behind again. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this trade? We'll start with MVP Joe. Work our way around.
I think it's fine. It was very clear, at least in the reporting that I heard, that David Whelan was not David Whelan, Jesus Christ. Patrick Whelan was just a pipe dream. Like it was possible. But they're definitely holding him to a very higher regard than they did Brittany Griner. Comparatively, the time doesn't really work out if we dissect like how the trade worked, but I think it was pretty inevitable that the trade was going to be lopsided to some capacity. That was probably going to favor, depending on which reactionary you talk to, Russians. Like, I think it was inevitable to think that we don't treat WNBA stars with any type of seriousness. So like she could have been traded for the dog that the Russians blasted into space. That the United States went and retrieved it back, and they'd still say the trade was unfair. So like I don't know what could be done. I want to see Patrick Whalen freed, but I don't. The USA is gonna have to pony up. Like I don't know what else to tell you.
Knicks.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think the trade was lopsided. I think that Whelan should have been. Sorry, I'm like, what's that? Yeah, I don't. I feel like the time frame discrepancy between Whelan and BG was definitely problematic, and I feel like it was more of an optics thing for the U.S. government getting her home rather than a fair trade, and I think they accomplished their goal. Do I think she should have been brought home, um, like way sooner than him? I don't necessarily agree with that. No.
Waterkai?
Okay, so I look at this situation a lot like a trolley problem. So it's five bodies on one track, one body on the other. Brittany's not going to catch any bodies as far as I know, but this other dude may do so. So that is a terrible trade. So the next thing I have to come with this from American black person's perspective. It would be really difficult for you to even drag me down to Mexico for fears that I have of that place, let alone going to either Russia, China, or North Korea for any reason whatsoever. You're going there at your own peril. and you're going there as a supreme minority. You are LGBTQ, you are black, you are more masculine than most people. They are not going to like you there. So you're already rolling the dice with your freedom. So even given the fact that they may have planted this on her to use her as a bargaining chip, she made herself a prime target and went out there. So she kind of gets what she gets. Play at your own risk on that one. So I think she should still be there. Not saying it's just or anything like that. But when you take yourself to another country, things might happen, especially when it's a hostile country to America. Bad idea.
Ash?
You're muted, Coach.
Okay, there it goes. Yeah, I'm glad to see your. What? Y'all can't hear
we
me?
can hear you. No, we can now.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so sorry, I got surprised by that. Yeah, I think that I'm really happy that she's back just in time for Christmas. It's a Christmas miracle. But I think that this Christmas miracle comes at a cost that we're gonna feel in 2023, or other people are gonna feel 2023 when like the Merchant of Death being released leads to people dying, you know? It's upset it's come to this, but I don't think that trade was worth it.
Hey, it's Razor.
So far it seems like people have been skipping over this little aspect of it. Whelan was never going to be offered up as a trade based off of what was being said. The trade based on what was available is the best trade we could get an innocent person back who simply had some vape, whatever. With Whelan, I'm sad and I want to see if we can bring him back in some way, but it seems like Russia just will not release him. They will not let him go no matter what. We could literally offer Russia the best possible trade and they'll say, nah, we think he was a spy, so we're keeping him. So good trade. I feel good trade, but that's just because it's the only option they had.
Hey, Smooth.
Okay. Do I think this was a good trade? Right. I'm going to start there. No, I disagree. I said a long time ago when it first came out, we talked about it, and I'm going to just stay on 10 toes down on this. I don't think this was the right trade. I don't think this was a good, I don't think this was a good deal. Like, for who that other, not because Britney Griner didn't deserve to be traded for, just because of who we traded. That's literally it. That's literally it. It's not like it's a bad, necessarily bad. However, that Whelan dude, right? And quote, the Pentagon released his records. All right, this man was using somebody else's social security number to write bad checks. It wasn't even like he was writing good checks. He used somebody's social and wrote bad checks. Okay? This man got kicked out the Marines. Tired of hearing him being called a former Marine. No, he violated code of ethics. I don't want to hear about no time he did as a Marine. He got dishonorably discharged, larceny. Nah. Dude, he went over there, and now what they arrested him on may have been bogus. How it might be bogus, but calling him a former Marine, I don't like it. I don't like it. Call him a regular person. I don't like that. All right, just call him a regular person because that's who he is. He doesn't have no ethics, no standards. He was trying to rob and steal. That's not what people do. That's not what people do. So trading for him, I'm glad he's there. Stay there. He need to be punished some type of way for how he lived. This is karma. He wrote checks on somebody's social. That didn't have nothing to do with nothing, man. That's karma.
Go ahead, Pyro.
I just want to say, God damn, just God damn to some of y'all takes. But
took him.
when it comes to terms of this fucking trade, like, I'm not gonna go as hard as any of these motherfuckers and be like one of them should have just stayed there, right? Like, nah, they're both pleading innocence. we know how fucking well no, Griner pleaded guilty, but like the letter she wrote to Biden said that she was worried that she was gonna be imprisoned indefinitely. They were both worried about that mistreatment and shit. They're both worried about that mistreatment and shit. Like, but I think Joe Lewis might be one of the few people that mentioned it along with Smooth. Like, this nigga is arrested for espionage, spying shit. So like they're holding him for a like, and for lack of better words, they're holding him for a higher ransom than they are Griner. My thing is, and the reason I really don't like this trade is because it seems like, from what I can find looking up like Paul Whelan and like his family statements on this, it's like they had known who they wanted to trade him for since, you know, April. Like they mentioned, like it says that like when they got word that he had been arrested, that he was to be exchanged for a Russian prisoner, and they mentioned three names. They mentioned Konstantin Yaroshenko, who was released for American Trevor Reed, Victor Bout, the guy who was just released for Griner, and then Roman Seleznev. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing right, but it seems like they had like these three names, including Bout, on the books for some time. So like, I think it's a bit of a fuck up that like Biden and this administration kind of gave them what they wanted, especially, and I'm glad Taj mentioned this, like the motherfuckers are in the middle of a war right now, a war that they're losing. So like they're gonna need all they can get, and like this Master of Death, whatever comic book villain name that is, like I think they're sure they got him back. And you know, she shouldn't be locked up in a fucking penal camp, but like we got Britney Griner, like Joe says, like we probably could have traded her for the dog they launched in space, and you know, we would have been belly aching. And like you said, Prime, this dude's been snubbed by Trump before him, and then like Joe Biden a couple of times, so it's like he's been there a minute. So it seems like he needs a bit more than like the president's word of American liberation to keep him warm at night, because like he's been there for 4 fucking years.
Hey, thank you so much. Yes, you Gambit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really look at some of these situations as being, I mean, I think I did in the past, but I don't look at them as being equal or not equal. I look at as both sides and they have some political will, and this is a prisoner swapping. They know that you dumb niggas will vote in 2024 if they do this. So that's pretty much what happened. And that's all there is to say. I don't know.
I'm not a dumb
I don't,
nigga.
I don't know. I don't know what else there is to say about this besides this will get you niggas to vote. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
Britney
like
Griner
I
on the
said,
campaign trail. She signed her
yeah,
soul away.
yeah. Like I said when it happened, like you know, you play dumb games and you win stupid prizes, and you know, unfortunately, she's gonna be back in Russia anyway because that's the only way they can make money because the WNBA don't make a lot of money. So you know, I think it's an unfortunate situation all around. No, I'm just saying. Like,
Gambit. I have a question for you, Gambit. Do you think like how alpha would she be if she went back to the very team that she tried to? And it's like, let's try this
that's
again.
what's happening.
No, shut the fuck up.
She gonna be
like,
hopefully a little bit more careful about her
listen,
bags. I think she said she mixed up the bag.
By the
if
way,
we gonna play this, if we gonna play this game, yeah, like I gotta bite. Like, I'm sorry, when I first heard this story and when we first ran this panel with Prime, I think Joe Lewis and Gambit were like the only people of this crew that were here back then. And I said it then, I say it now. The bitch dumb for taking fucking weed to Russia. Like, I'm sorry, bro. That's like going to fucking the Philippines or some shit and being like, yeah, I'm gonna just like this dude.
Dude, that's like
no.
and
there's
that's like going to that's like going
She
to
really
some
thought she was
like,
saying to walk to Poland.
bro,
just so
it's
you know,
like-
I posted a link to the info that Smooth was talking about, just so if anyone wanted to look at more of that.
Bro, it's like getting a Hollywood invite to some like island party and saying, "Can I bring my kids?" You don't want that
Like,
smoke.
I think like for me, like the basis of it is like, I just think about it like this. No one wants to be trapped in Russia. Like, it's fucking Russia. Like, I don't think Russians want to be in Russia at this point.
Right?
So for me,
No.
it's like looking at a
Definitely
motherfucker who's been snubbed by several presidents. And then looking at the dumb bitch who's like, yo, I'm gonna bring this weed pen to fucking Russia where they don't like black people, gay people, or weed in that order. Like, I really, like, I understand no one wants to be in Russia. We need to get Griner out. But I'm looking at the nigga who's just been snubbed by Donald Trump, the nigga he voted for because he was a Trumpster. He was let's not be real. Smooth is right. He's a terrible fucking person. Like,
Well, how
Smooth
about
is
this?
right. 4 years
No.
he's been like locked up in some fucking penal colony, and like all of the presidents are snubbing him. And then
Power,
like Gambit's right. It's this political move of like, yeah, it's just gonna look better if we like bring her back first. And then no
Plus,
one's
we're
gonna
all gonna
fucking
plus,
care.
plus,
No, but Power, I
plus
have a
the thing
question
is,
though.
we're all gonna forget about him.
I
Like we
got a
already
question
have.
for the
Yeah.
I got a
Nobody
question for
knows-
the whole
nobody
panel.
knows about him now.
I got a question for the
I
whole
want to
panel.
hear Joe. I want to hear Joe. I want to hear Joe. I want to hear Joe.
All right,
What's
so
your question, Joe?
how fast do you think Russia would accept this deal? Ready? I can come up with a better deal. Joe Biden calls up. Actually, no. Steven Seagal calls up Vladimir Putin and says, "Listen, I'll make sure that the president blocks all aid to Ukraine." That's it. That's
No.
the offer. That's the
Listen,
offer.
listen,
Like,
Like,
Russia-
in order to get
Russia
Whelan
would-
back?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying that the president, like Steven Seagal, just says, "Hey, I'll use my influence."
Joe. I'm gonna be real with you. Russia would take that deal and they would give us like fucking whoever. We would just have to name something. We would be like, yo, give me Volodymyr
We would just get-
Kaczynskakov, like
we-
80-year-old Moscow resident,
would
and
just
they
get-
would give us some old ass motherfucker and be like, here you go, stop it. They would give us anyone for that shit.
No,
Like,
they
that's
give
Bro,
us-
not
we
even
could
a-
ask
we don't-
for
we don't get-
Stalin's body.
We don't get
off
we
the
don't get
grave,
Russian
and
we
they
don't
would
get
dig
Russian
Stalin
citizenships.
up and give him to us.
We don't get
Yeah.
Russian citizenships in the mail, and the letter would just say, "We're just gonna like expedite the process. So we're just gonna give
No,
this
but
to you
like
now."
no, but like
Get
but,
over
not
here,
later.
Get over
but
here.
jokes aside, this deal was unfair, and like for once, I don't know if America had anything to play ball with, because like you got this
It's only
political.
unfair.
We're citizens.
only
Like,
un-
that's the.
I
like,
find that it's only
Pyro, that's-
unfair because the fact that there was no options. Basically, they only said you're getting her
no.
or no one else.
No, I when I say it's unfair, I mean it's unfair on the Russian part, because like
Oh.
they knew what the fuck. When I say it's unfair, I don't. You're right. I don't think America had a fucking ball to play. It's like, yo, who are we gonna get back? And then like we just got these heinous niggas in our custody that Russia wants
Lord of
back. Like
War.
who are we gonna get back? And then like we just trapped in this position of letting this young girl stay, and like some of the in the article Prime gave us, like this was actually mentioned by some of the Russian representatives, like it's just a really bad humanitarian crisis. You got this young girl who like has the rest of her life ahead of her, and like it's a dumb mistake, her, I forgot the weed pen in my pocket. And then you got this military man who's been trained to undergo harsh situations and shit like that, who's already been locked up for a couple of years. So like I can see where they're pressed in that hard situation. But fucking Russia knew what they were doing when they arrested this bitch, like,
Right.
a couple of weeks
So-
before
so-
the
so two
invasion.
things on
Like,
that.
let's be real. They started this invasion like not even a month after she got arrested.
Give it a-
And like with Paul, they already knew who the fuck they wanted, and like they already had ideas of the names they were gonna trade. And this dude was one of them. So
I'm
it's like,
fucking
damn.
upset too, by the way, because all y'all niggas let me call this man Patrick, and none of y'all niggas said shit. And I'm
Bro,
upset.
You know what?
because nobody
I'm
cares
upset.
about Paul,
That, like-
Patrick.
Nobody
whatever
knows
his
this
name
nigga. I
is,
couldn't
whatever
relevant.
his Bible
Yeah, because I
name
heard all
is.
you niggas say Whelan,
That
and like I know
biblical- he
exactly
got
what the fuck
biblical
you're doing,
name, bro.
because you saw me
You
fuck
could have
up.
named anybody. You could have told me his name was Abraham. I would have took it.
Yeah, I don't know this
man.
nigga, so yeah.
I'm
What
gonna
I'm
be. I
saying-
didn't listen. I didn't know him either. I just read the article, and honestly, it's a sad fucking story, and that's why
I
I'm
didn't
like,
know
bro,
that
it's
either.
it's kind of unfair.
Look,
It's
I'm
kinda
gonna keep it all the way 100. I don't feel nothing for dude, man.
No,
If
before
if you
we
do
get it,
bad
Smooth.
stuff in your life,
Pity.
no. If you do bad stuff in your life, it's gonna catch up to you one
time out.
day.
I think y'all
One
niggas is forgetting.
day.
These niggas ain't
But
being
you care more
locked
about
up in-
Griner than him?
Time out. These motherfuckers ain't being locked up in normal America jail. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm
Right.
glad we got one of them back. These
Bro,
motherfuckers are
normal
being sent.
American-
These
So,
motherfuckers
look.
are being sent to like Russia fucking penal colonies, bro. Like
That's-
we
that's
got
what I
a
was
bad
getting
rap
to.
with. We get a bad rap with prisons, Gambit. I know we do. We have a horrible prison system.
Not like
You gotta
that.
understand, like being sent to a Russian fucking penal colony has a whole nother like. the
All right,
gulag
okay,
scene,
all right.
bro. They
So,
got sent to a
guys, I wanna
gulag.
focus this conversation. So, one, I don't. I think you guys are being hyperbolic on like what she did. She had a tiny vape charge of cannabis oil. She didn't bring weed into the country. It wasn't like she got caught for blunt. She had cannabis oil, right, for a
So,
I
She
believe
didn't
so
check
a
her
I'm
luggage.
so
a,
I'm
a,
sure
a, a
that
vape pen. Right, hold on.
so
I'm still talking, right? Great.
Sorry, my bad.
So uh, uh, she she brought in just that pen, right? And people were acting like I see it here, right? Like she was like doing some sort of fucking drug running. That's not what she was doing at all, right? Cannabis oils was something people use for all kinds of shit, right? Like this is clearly she was targeted. Like, let's not
clearly
forget that.
illegal.
That's an important part of the story that this woman was targeted. On the other end, right, you're talking about Victor Boot, but Victor Boot, and saying like, well, like people are gonna, Americans are gonna be dying on the other end of this. Victor Boot, I think he's got cancer. This dude is sick, right? He's a sick old man. He's been out of the game for a long time, and Russia is grabbing him, taking him back. Like, all right, well, I don't. Um, like he has connections enough for Putin to give a shit. Um, but to necessarily say that America is in danger, he's an arms dealer, and like he deals arms the way the America deals arms, right? To both fucking sides, as long as he makes some money. So like, let's not pretend that this guy is anything special. He's not, right? Like they've been building him up to be some sort of mastermind. It's just an arms dealer. He runs weapons, whatever, right? If the U.S. does can do it all the goddamn time, then he can do it, whatever. So then in terms of this trade, I look, well, all of us are on the outside of this. We're just randomly speculating, wildly speculating as to what was possible. The article that I saw said that like it was one or the other that they could pick. If that's the case, then I don't know a lot about Whelan, but if he was, let's say he was a spy, right, for the U.S. government, well, then I guess he's like a hero for our side. But I would guess that he's not a spy, and there were other reasons why he got caught up. And like if we've been promising to get get him home, then it seems like he would be a person to have priority. But again, that's if that option was there. I don't know if it was. But if it was there, then it would have been limited because Biden knows that no one, like you guys said, no one gives a shit about Paul Whelan. No one knows who he is, right? They know about Britney Griner. He recognizes the public pressure, and for his possible campaign in 2024, he's going to jump on this opportunity, right? So like, I'm trying to like reset this because I feel like you guys are just like shooting the shit now and just like
you
not
feel like
really
Well, no.
engaging
So
with
when
this.
you feel like we minimizing
when
a
you look,
regular into Russia, bringing in
I
like
think yeah, like
illegal paraphernalia, like it's
I
stupid,
think
In
I
bro.
my
think the
opening, I
Hold
responsibility.
said,
on, hold on. We can say that here in America, we want better laws. I think it's ridiculous that our government is like doing a prisoner swap while niggas are in jail here. But we ain't gotta talk about that. But like the idea that she's a regular here, like she has played, I think 6 years she's been in some like WNBA type league over there. So the idea that she would take drugs to a country that she know don't allow it, and they're gonna be harsh if they catch her, and like he said, they anti-LGBT. It's ridiculously stupid. Now, am I okay that she got released? Yes, but what she did was incredibly dumb. So to minimize how dumb that was is wild to me.
Like I'm on Gambit's side because it's like if you go to a foreign country, the first thing motherfuckers tell you, and in with certain countries, they will tell you in the airport right then and there. Look up
Yes.
the fucking country you about to go to because if shit happened, like shit happened. Like they give that fucking message to like I'm pretty sure they give it to Russia. I could be wrong in that, but I know they give that message to North Korea, and I'm sure there's like fucking handful of Middle Eastern countries they give that message to.
China
So
too.
for me, like I understand, like she wasn't trafficking. She didn't bring like a little jar of weed like I got here. It was just like a little vape pen, had a little bit of wax in it. It's called check your fucking
Yeah.
luggage, bro. it's something as like for other countries and shit. We got to remember they not all as good as America when it comes to certain shit. Like I could do that shit
America is
across
good
the
on drugs.
yeah,
Jesus
I could do
Christ.
that shit of course
Since
across the
when?
borders,
But
and I don't got to worry about that. But in other countries, it don't work like that. For some
no,
countries,
even
like having illegal books could be something that gets me thrown in jail for like 10 years and shit. So it's like I gotta make sure I know where I'm going and the laws that they run by. And I
But
think
did
you're
right,
right.
you
I think she was targeted. Like
did
she's
you
a
hear
famous
about the kid in
WNBA
'94 that got
player and shit like
caned in
that.
Singapore?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Wait, why does
so
she have to be targeted? Y'all don't think niggas going through the airport with drug paraphernalia just gonna be caught? Like,
She's been going in and out
so
for forever. Like,
yeah,
why would
and maybe she hadn't been taking drugs forever. And maybe this
I'll,
nigga
maybe?
I'll
be
put it.
caught.
I'll put it like this,
so
Gambit.
I will put it.
Wait.
No,
Can I answer
I'm gonna
Gambit real
I'm gonna
quick?
put this in American terms, right? Even going state to state, you have to be careful. So why would you not take the
Yes.
extra precaution?
For
Going
me,
to
like, let
another
me answer.
country and go, you know what? Let me double check my bag. And you're rich. Like you're not
Yes.
rich, but you're well off. You're more well off than the average person. It's not like you just had to catch this flight. You could have got another one. So you know what? Let me go through my bag. Let me make
She's
sure I'm
not
good.
rich. Like that's literally
Oh,
why
that,
she's
Well, I
there.
mean, the
no,
fact
no,
that
I
she left
corrected.
it
I
in her
corrected
bag, I
myself.
feel like
Okay,
goes to
Well
okay,
off.
show.
She's
okay,
better. She's better than the average American. You know what I'm saying? So she's well off. She's, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying you got extra time. This is not your single flight that you have to make. You can go through your bag. That's all I'm saying. And going from state to state, you have to do it. So if you're going to another country, I would be remiss if I go, you know what? I'm just
No,
gonna
you'd
hop
be
on this
insane.
plane. Fuck
Can
it.
I
I
answer
feel like that
Gambit's
goes to
question?
show how
Wait.
ignorant she was with checking her bags. Because if like you realistically should be checking it state to
Wait,
state, but if she's leaving
y'all,
it in her bag going to Russia, I bet she's leaving it in her bag going state to state. She's not really
wait,
checking that.
y'all
She's not worried
believe
about it.
niggas when they say, "Oh, I didn't know that was in my bag"? Like, listen, one of my
Yeah, I
favorite
don't
NBA
believe that.
players, one of my favorite NBA
Believe
players
women.
was Damon Stoudemire. He played for the Portland Trailblazers. That's why I started loving Rasheed Wallace, who's my favorite basketball player all time. This nigga used to go through the airport where we didn't get put in jail. Like, that's what dumb people do. Like you know, like y'all acting like this, like some she made a mistake. Niggas know what's in their bag. You flying into
doesn't
Russia and you
Listen,
got
that
what's
like
in
doesn't this
your
set a bad
bag.
precedent?
time. Like,
Like,
not
are we
like
gonna
I'm not.
start just trading off people, like important people, for nobody in the future?
No,
They'll
that
just
that
snatch up
hold up.
Americans for
But
fun
you
Yeah, I
now.
also
Time
niggas
out.
I also
know
think
Wait.
this
in
sets a precedent.
2024
Wait,
Go
hold
ahead,
on. Hold
Pyro.
on.
for nothing.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to answer Gambit's question because he asked like, "What you think it was just targeted?" I was like, partially. And this is like I know I don't got any evidence for this, so like before I partially believe that like right before they started up this Ukraine war, the same month she got arrested, yeah, they started snatching up motherfuckers for really petty shit. Like this crime, like even by Russian standards, she shouldn't have gotten 9 fucking years in a penal colony. Like this, even by like the pen she had wasn't like that. It wasn't worth the punishment by Russian standards. Like there
Well, wait.
was like the Russian should have
I'm
inflated that.
saying,
So
say
like,
Well,
she didn't even
Pyro,
have it.
hold on,
Say
hold
she
on,
didn't
hold
even.
on.
hold on. I wasn't even fucking finished yet.
Sorry.
So like when I say like yeah, I believe she might have been targeted. I'm looking at like the events around it. Like yeah, I can believe like that. Yo, they took some American citizen and ran him up on a trumped up charge in the hopes of like maybe trying to get one of they niggas back from over here during a war that they launched.
So the
Like
only
I can
thing I
believe
would
that.
say,
Go
my,
ahead.
my only question back to you, and I'll let you jump in, Waterkai, is I think you're saying different things. And I think you believe more what I believe, and I just want to make sure. I think them targeting her is different from them taking advantage of her stupidity. Like they like, oh, this nigga came in here with, we throwing the book so we can get something out of it. That's different from them like, oh, Britney Griner's flying in at 6 p.m. Let's figure out if she got like. I don't think they targeted her. I think they did take advantage of her being idiotic, but I don't think that means they targeted her.
I don't think it has to be targeting as in like like you said like oh Britney Griner's flying in at 9 a.m. we got to make sure we're. I think it's more of targeting as like yo we found this weed pen in our like Russian TSA agency and it's like we checked the passport American, cool we
Yeah.
gonna like trump up this charge. I can see
That's
that
taking
type of.
advantage of it though. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Okay then fair.
Yeah. Waterkai, you
I
gonna
also
jump
think
in?
another.
Oh, he basically said what I was going to say. She made herself exploitable. And I'm saying, even if these are trumped up charges, say she didn't even have the pin on her, but that she was a perfect target. She hit all the criteria of someone that's going to be a decent person to take and hold as collateral. And we bid it hook, line, and sinker.
Go ahead, Nix and Smooth.
The other thing I was going to add is I also think this just sets a bad precedent for prisoner swaps. And I don't know the complete history of like all the transactions we've made in the past, but the fact that Bout was on that list before to trade for Whelan, if we're willing to now downgrade and trade him for someone like Britney Griner, who just snuck weed in, she's a WNBA player, whatever, I feel like that sets a precedent where they're going to ask for even more going forward, looking for someone for like Whelan or someone even worse with those kind of charges, whether or not he's innocent.
Well, yay, speed running. So let's just make sure that he doesn't. He
Fuck
just
up.
stays far away from Russia.
Yes. So I would say to go back to something that you were mentioning earlier, like what was it? Yeah. So with her being right, black, and also LGBTQ. Okay. I really feel like Biden did this to plus up his base for the election. Like I felt like no, it is because you look at Democrats, who's their voter base, minorities, black people for sure, and then the LGBTQ. That's part of their base.
Can I ask you a quick question,
Smooth? So I felt like in that regard also it was a smart decision there, and the only reason this trade didn't take place for the midterms is because they were afraid it would have an adverse effect on the election's outcome. Therefore, they waited till it was done and then they did the trade. This trade probably been done a long time ago. They're like, hey, we just got to wait till after the midterms.
The last 48 hours. The article states it happened in the last 48 hours. So like it seems like
no. It happened in the last 48 hours publicly. They talk about stuff on the back channels all the time.
No,
so
the article states like
let's get a little yay adjacent.
No, the article states that like this happened on the back end, like within the last 48.
Governments do not move that fast. Government do not move that fast.
This wasn't that fast. They began.
I agree with Smooth on this. The article's not going to have that access.
48 hours. They knew that this was what they were going to do. They just had to wait. They just had to wait till after the midterms because they know if you do this, you see how the right is already reacting to this. It's going to give them a motivator to go vote. It's going to give them something to attach themselves to.
Come on, power. You know better.
No. Because look.
Would this be a black panel if there wasn't a hint of conspiracy?
Because of the Supreme Court.
No, this is straight not like hold up, time out. This is straight bullshit. Within the article, like the article was long as fuck, and I understand if we all didn't read it fully. Like Joe didn't know the dude's name, he didn't know who Paul was. He was calling him Patrick, so I get it. But in the article, it states that like within the last 48 hours, this deal was hammered through where they like the United States agreed to give this dude up. Hold up. Can you shut up? Hold on. Wait. Can you be quiet for a sec? Can you be quiet? Can you be quiet for a second? Because I wasn't finished. Good. Now be quiet. Cool. So the article states that 48 hours this deal got, hammered through. That's fine. We'll give them. What the article also states, and that we've discussed on this panel before, maybe you missed it, is that when Britney Griner got arrested back in February, she also did write a letter to President Biden back in July saying, again, and I said this earlier in the panel, I'm scared that I might be imprisoned indefinitely for like this bullshit charge. So like this negotiation was happening at the very least since July. The negotiation was happening since July till now. They just agreed on in the last 48 hours to give this nigga up. And like all sources are reporting that, not just NBC, but the BBC.
That's because
hold on, wait. We got like fucking what's it called? Saudi Arabia saying like, yo, we helped fucking on this with the UAE and shit like that. And you got the white. So like multiple sources are saying within these last 48 hours, this is when this deal was struck. And I can't see all of these different countries with all of like these shits going on with Russia and shit being like, yeah, we're gonna hold it back for Biden in the midterm election or like after the midterm election for an election that's in 2 years. That's a wild fucking leap. And,
the only
and before I let you go, for the record, no one knows who the fuck Britney. Oh shit. No one knows who the fuck. No one knows who the fuck Britney Griner is either. Like I only know about her, and a lot of people only know about her because she got arrested in Russia. Before then, no one fucking knew. But up until now, no one fucking knew or gave a fuck. Like, the only reason she's known is because she got arrested and now she's being traded back. Just like Paul, we forgot about it while in the meantime.
Let's go to Smooth. And then open it up.
Okay, so listen. First of all, that's not how the government works. Okay, that's not okay. And them putting out, this happened in the last 48 hours. Blah blah blah. That's how they're going to present it to. They're going to present you a narrative that sounds good to you.
I'm talking about stories that came back in July. July.
Okay, no, yeah, it's his turn.
Just like you, I'm talking now. So listen. When the government does stuff, they have a press secretary. They write it up. What sounds better on paper? We waited till after the midterms, or in the last 48 hours we hammered this through. The last 48 hours we hammered this through. They are going to make this sound as good as possible. That's what they do. That's their job. They've been lying to us all the time. To all of a sudden believe that the government is like, oh, they're gonna present this, and this is what they did, and this is how this happened. No, they probably knew since I'll say around when the talk started to happen around April. No, around April when they start talking about prisoner swaps. April or March, they start talking about prisoner swaps or whatever. Who could they swap for Griner? It was a whole thing on CNN. Fox News did it a little briefly. Everybody's talked about it. Around then, they already knew what they were gonna do.
Do you have any evidence?
No, it's his turn. It's his turn.
Listen. How politics goes, and they do it for less. They've done it for less than this. They don't do anything that is going to jeopardize their position if they're already feeling like they're in a slightly losing position before the midterms. They all of a sudden, like, look at the bill they just passed to protect same-sex marriage and all that, right? Republicans literally said, yo, we're gonna wait till after the midterms because we scared for election. They did it over a bill.
So, okay.
Do it over people too.
So I want to move past this point about like the timing of this. It doesn't matter. No, I don't care. I'm done with this. We're moving past this. This is done.
I mean, but okay.
I don't care
about conspiracism. I got it.
Let's move past this, please. Thank you. All right. So I think that when it comes to Griner, right? Like, I guess, like, I think I was on the train, right? The bandwagon of her, like, us trading down when we discussed this last time, right? I think that's where my position was. But now, the more that I learn about this, the more I learn about Victor Boot, look, it's just an exchange of two people, right? Two high-profile individuals, right? Like, now, higher profile, like Britney, you know, it's just Britney. But, like, still, they are people with that, for whatever reason, the public is aware of, right? That it embarrasses their countries that they got captured, and it would be a political win if you brought them back. It's as simple as that. And to say that, oh well, we've downgraded somehow, right? I don't think that it works that way, like, at all. Like, I think it's just you have a list of people you want to get back from various nations, and they want something for it, and you trade. You take the opportunities where you can get them. Yeah, since I don't have any sort of inner sight into the deliberation, I don't know if we could have gotten Paul Whelan, but like, it just is what it is. And so I guess I want to focus maybe on the Whelan aspect, right? So assuming that we could have gotten one or the other, that was on the table, and should we have necessarily gone for this other guy, or does it just simply make sense that a person who is in the public eye, again, you guys didn't know Whelan, we also didn't know Griner, fair enough, but she is known within the U.S., right? She has a level of profile within the U.S., right? Like, does it simply just make sense to do that?
So, from the standpoint that a arms dealer is an arms dealer, and it doesn't matter if we let one go.
Victor Boot is an old man who's got cancer.
Okay, so fair enough then. I get what
I,
you're
I
saying.
also just don't think if we traded Whelan for Victor Bout, I don't even think it would have been that big of a story about him being a huge arms dealer.
If anything,
Probably
it
not.
might. If anything, it
Like I
may
feel
be
like
the story.
the reason that whole story is getting blown up out of proportion, you're saying he's a sick old man prime, is that it's for Britney Griner and they're now comparing her to his
An arms deal.
value or asset. Yeah.
I think that if they would have
Yeah,
given
I
up
think the
this
Victor
dude,
Boot. I think there's been a movie about him, right?
Yeah, they did with
Yeah.
Nicolas
The Lord of
Cage.
War,
Uh,
yeah.
Isn't
And so, yeah, I would
isn't
say
he
in
like
that
super high
instance,
profile?
As for
yeah, he was super. This is the thing. His infamy is what's driving the outrage. Not knowing his current condition, which is something I
Yeah.
didn't know until Prime said so. This man is probably not useful in the capacity you would think he would even be useful in. So, yeah,
Bro.
it seems like a fair enough trade, but getting Whelan out probably would have been more humane, seeing as he's already been there 4 years and who knows what he's going through.
getting
but
getting
look,
we
Whelan
know-
out.
forgetting that they're
we know-
not. They
hold
wouldn't let
on.
him be a choice.
Y'all look-
They
y'all
wouldn't
are
let
Yeah,
not
he
Whelan
wasn't
be
a choice. I understand he wasn't a choice, but saying if he could have been a choice, considering
could
what
have
he's
been,
there for,
that would have
it
been
would have
good.
been a
Yeah.
more logical choice
Y'all
because
not
he's
being
in there
I
for
agree
honest.
with you.
espionage crimes.
Wait. Hold on. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
Y'all niggas know why they chose her. 'Cause y'all know the group.
That's
Y'all know the
speculation.
group that would have came after Biden head if you'd
Well,
have chose
here-
somebody over Britney.
Oh,
Griner.
here we go again with
Here's
the
the GSU I
bullshit.
missed.
But hold on.
That
Here
just
we
feeds
go
into
with the
charging
bullshit.
narrative.
I need y'all to keep it a buck. Y'all
What?
know what the headline would have been if Biden would have chose somebody over Britney, and y'all know
Wait,
what it
what?
would have said.
I don't think it's
Some of
whether
y'all probably would have
affiliation
wrote
is
the
the case.
headline.
I think it's that she is a woman who is not experienced in the
Nah,
military or
GSU's
anything like
absolutely
that.
right.
She
Nah,
is
it's
being
fine.
Wasn't
subjected to harsh
Whelan
treatment.
Wait,
Nah.
didn't you hear? Didn't someone say that Whelan was kind of a Trumpster?
Yeah,
They wouldn't have
Whelan
the
was a
thing to
Trump
say.
supporter, and he got
Yeah.
snubbed by both Trump and Biden.
Damn.
Yeah, so if
speaks
anything,
volumes.
I don't think if anything the right wing probably wouldn't do too much because like, hey, they got our guy back. Like, wouldn't they be more like that than actually?
Y'all
getting
know
that
what
in-
would have happened. I'm mad y'all faking like this.
If we
Y'all
put it
know-
politically,
It's not
yeah,
even
I
a,
agree
it's
with you.
not
GSU's absolutely
even a
right.
fake.
I
No, I
would
agree with
If
shit
it's
Cap.
all
Not
political,
a
I
big
agree
cap.
with you.
feels like that would be
The only thing that would
I
happen
know way
is
too many
that
black people.
the news cycle would run on it for about 2 weeks, and then like when she got arrested, we would forget about her name until the United States
Nah, I know
decided
too
we're
many
gonna
black
get.
people that are like pro Britney Griner people. That's like the
Nah,
biggest issue for
Brittany
them.
Griner been getting shouted out a lot, bro. She never went away. Like it just all depends on what circles you're in and what you actually follow. People been
If
shouting
you
her
follow
out
the
like
NBA, you've
all
already
the
heard about
freaking.
her for a while.
People
Yeah.
been shouting out her like every freaking time, man. Like she's even been get mentioned in fucking rap songs, bro. Like it was getting excessive at some
What was
point. I
it,
was like, yo,
Vin
they
Diesel
had to
who
do
tweeted
something.
recently?
Does anybody care about Vin
It was
Diesel?
Vin
though?
Diesel who just tweeted a couple days ago, I think.
Yeah,
Who?
Vin
Yeah,
Diesel
Vin
shouted
Diesel
out. The
tweeted about
Rock
that.
did. Ain't nobody shout out Paul Whelan when he got locked up. So of
Uh,
course we don't know this man.
Damn.
Oh, let's pretend that Victor Boot let's say that like this guy makes a full recovery because I believe he is sick, right? And let's assume that let's assume he was faking it, right? Somehow, I don't know, whatever, right? And as soon as he gets off the plane, right, he's a spry young man, and he goes back to arms dealing. He is being played as if like what he is doing is some great evil, which it is. I don't like arms dealer. I don't like guns. I'm not gonna fucking have any love in my heart for an arms dealer. But like, let's try to like scale like the actual threat here, right? Like, what will he do? Give guns to armed groups? I mean, like the U.S. does all the time, like our CIA does all the time. How we flood regions like the Middle East with weapons. How we've done that to South America when they were fighting our wars. When they're fighting our weapons down, we send arms down there all the time, right? To fight the drug war, and then those arms end up in the hands of the drug dealers any which way, right? So, like, what is the scale of threat here that people are actually afraid of?
I think when it comes to this dude specifically, like if I'm gonna take your hypothetical, like he makes a full recovery and he de-ages himself and like he's able to, he's back in his prime and he's able
Yeah.
to do his bullshit.
He got
Like,
all his contacts.
yeah, he's got all of his contacts. I don't think the threat right now is worrying about he's gonna start running arms again and trying to harm Americans or some shit. For me, the worry is about what they're gonna try and use him for in like their war against Ukraine right now. Because having a nigga like that with all of those contacts would be able to go and be like, yo, remember when Russia did this? Remember me? Well, I'm back, baby. We hit the regeneration button and I'm back.
Well, I also want to
like,
argue that
Like he's the Michael Jordan of
that
arms dealers.
Nick's
position with him being with his health prime, because someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the majority of his impact as an arms dealer isn't necessarily with his spry young health or his ability to cross borders or whatnot. It's his connections. And
yeah, again, but like
I don't know
I'm
whether or not he
saying
has those connections. I don't know, but
I'm giving you that like Mac he is like Pyro just said. He's just gone back in time. He's de-aged himself, right? He is in his prime. It doesn't matter, right? Like I'm saying that like what is he doing? Arms dealers are no good. I don't like him. I'd rather him to be in jail. But it's what this feels like to me is what happened in Guantanamo, right? When we had when Obama was trying to get those prisoners released, not released, excuse me, just moved to the U.S., right, and put in the supermax cell. These individuals, most of them actually didn't do anything, but whatever, right? Who were captured from Afghanistan, but those Guantanamo prisoners that he was trying to move over. And then the rhetoric was, well, these are super criminals, right? Like Obama, he's going to let Al Qaeda loose in Kentucky, right? Like this, what this feels like, as if this individual, like cities will burn. That Victor Boot is out on the streets again. Well, let's try to scale this.
I'll say it again. Like the threat is not towards Americans. Like you're right. Like the idea that American cities are gonna crumble and the West Coast is gonna fall into the sea because of Victor Boot. No, the threat is localized. They're in a war right now. They're in a war with their fucking neighbor. What they're probably gonna do, like in this hypothetical where he's in his prime and shit, like they most bestly utilizing him against their enemy, Ukraine, right now. And that's what I'm worried about, him going after the motherfuckers in Ukraine, because like I hope we all support Ukraine. I don't want another fucking stack on top of the shit they got to deal with. So like that's what it is for me. I don't want them to have to deal with this nigga running around and perhaps like saboteuring or getting arms for Russia and shit that they don't got right now.
That Russia can't. Russia, produces arms, right? Like Russia produces weapons.
No, I know.
It's more about his ability to get those arms across the border and into wrong hands.
To Ukraine.
So listen. So one and two. Okay. One to go back just a little bit. So the reason why people feel the way they do is because if you told me, like, and this is just with name conventions, right? And like being infamous, right? As Waterkai said, when you're infamous, if somebody told me, yo, Batman is in this dark alley and he's ready to beat your ass, I'm automatically just like, yo, I'm gonna get my ass beat. I don't know it's old cancer Batman, right? I don't know it's that. So you don't know, you just know it's Batman. You're just like, fuck. So that's how people work, right?
It's the belief that he is proficient enough. He is still proficient enough at this time to tip the war for Russia against Ukraine.
What? Hold on. What is how? How?
It's not about his physical.
No, guys, no. How?
Damn.
Russia is hold on. Russia is an industrialized nation that has its own war machine that has been exercising right to its limit. How does Victor Boot moving across? He doesn't manufacture weapons. They don't come out of his ass. He buys and like no. Excuse me. Hold on.
Arms dealers are never
Excuse me. Shut up. I'm still talking. Right? How does Victor Boot, right? A regular run-of-the-mill arms dealer make the difference in Ukraine? You think Ukraine? It was because Russia didn't have enough weapons. No, Russia came in with tanks. Russia has the weapon superiority right now. They already have that, right? They have this war machine, but they just fucked it up, right? They underestimated how powerful Ukraine is as a fighting force, and they have been losing, right? And
So-
part of it is just like their logistics, right? They're like, I was watching this video talking about how their supply lines, like the way they do it is an antiquated way. Like the way the U.S. does our supply lines are completely differently, and it just works better. Right? Like Russia has had multiple failures and multiple setbacks, but you're like, well, Victor Boot is back, right? We'll watch as Russia steamrolls them. That Victor Boot was the key that the Russian Empire, the might of the Russian nation didn't have before. Come on, man! Like, let's have a sense of scale. That's all I'm asking you to do. Done.
So point number
I
two.
gave
So
you
point
a
number
sense
two.
of scale.
Dion's
I
dangers
don't
of
like
trading
that
arms.
one.
Wait. So
Apparently.
point number two that I was gonna make, and that's what I was gonna
Damn.
talk about. I was gonna talk about the Russia thing, right?
I said
thing with
Michael
Russia
Jordan
is
or anything you want to say.
There is mass corruption. There was mass corruption in the military and their infrastructure. So their body armor had cardboard in it, like stuff like that. Like it's crazy. Like it was cardboard.
They using
They
tanks from the
wasn't
fucking
dropping-
80s
They
and
weren't
60s and
protecting
shit.
nothing. Okay, you had on basically a leather jacket, to say the least. So the thing the thing is with him is he can actually connect them to getting like proper arms. No. I'm not saying he's
Can
going
he?
to somehow.
Do you know anything about the arms
I'm
stealing?
not, no. Look. I'm not going to say. Okay, look, Prime. Let me get up.
I'll let you get it. Like, but
Let me
this
get
is
it all the way
ridiculous.
up.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
So listen, I'm not going to say he's going to all of a sudden tip the scale to where they're going to all of a sudden have more experienced soldiers to do something good with the arms. All I'm saying is they have a lot of antiquated equipment. They're running out of a lot of equipment, and he is a good plug for them to get some more good stuff. It's not going to be enough, however, the scale to change the war radically. I'm just going to say a couple of incursions and skirmishes out there in Ukraine might go a little differently because you're going to have people that have stuff that's actually good. I'm again, most of the stuff they have, they don't have good equipment. Okay, they don't have because look. The main thing that's been killing them out there in Russia in the war is we sent them some missile launchers that are attached to a back of a truck. I forget what the name of the thing is called, but it moves around and it's basically been just bombing the fuck out of them. We sent them 10. We're about to send them like 8 more. Them things been wrecking shop. Russia said on state television that they destroyed them all. No, they didn't. They destroyed some other like decoys. But anyway, that is what it is. I personally don't feel like that's the principle. For me, the principle is that he's responsible for the lives being lost. Okay, a particular American lives being lost overseas. He's responsible for that, whether directly or indirectly. So in that capacity, I am not okay with us basically letting him out of jail because Russia's not going to hold him in jail. That's their guy, Putin's friend. He's not going back to jail. Like we extradited him, we traded him for freedom. If he got extradited to Russia and was going to serve time, cool, but he's not going to serve no time.
Oh,
It's basically gonna be, oh well, you're here now. It's okay. If you served over there, you're good.
Well, I've
Like-
been moved to Prime's position that releasing this arms dealer is just adding to the sea of arms dealers that already exist.
like
Or
you think this
at
is
least
the
that's what I
only
got.
arms dealer
Obviously,
that
if he has his
exists? And
notoriety, he has some kind
Right,
of prestige.
you just
and
put
he's gonna
another
be able
drop
to
in
be
the
effective.
ocean.
they wrote,
Yeah, like that-
they
that-
made a Hollywood movie out of him, right? And we all know that Hollywood just sticks to the facts, right? And doesn't embellish things for a fucking movie. Yeah, they got Nicolas Cage because they wanted realism there. Like, what the fuck, guys? Like,
I just want to point out something real quick. Like, I never even jumped to this wild fucking straw man hypothetical of like it's gonna. No, I'm not even gonna say straw man because Waterkai did say like it could tip the favor for fucking. I'm not even gonna jump to that hypothetical. I simply said in the beginning, I don't want to add another fucking problem for Ukraine to deal with, and that's simply that. Like, I'm gonna be real. Smooth brought up the point that, like, yeah, Russia's got a lot of shit. There's a lot of old shit. There's a lot of there's like a lot of
Busted shit.
decrepit shit and rusted shit that like is just getting blown up left and right. When we talk
They're
about
paying North
motherfuckers,
Korea
they
for
got
it.
Whether or not Russia has their own
hold on,
weapons
hold on.
and artillery in that,
When we talking about motherfuckers they got on the field, we saw like, you know, in the middle of like the fucking summer, like closer to the end of it, like they started getting their motherfuckers capped left and right too. So like it
Where
seems
do
like they
you
in a
think the
desperate
arms will come
position.
from?
Huh?
Where do you think the arms will come from?
Fucking connections, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if
no,
it,
no,
like,
no,
ag-
no, no,
hold
don't
hold
connections
on.
me.
Wait,
Whoa, 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 hey,
You-
hey, don't yell, hey,
you
don't,
asked
hey,
me a
excuse me,
question.
shut
You
up,
asked me
shut
a
up.
question.
Whoa,
Can
shut
I-
up. Whoa,
You don't want me
don't
to
go
answer the
screaming in my
question?
ears. Shut up. Okay, I'm
trying to answer
asking you
your
the question because I want you to answer it, right? But I'm saying connections is not good enough, right? What nation state are they going to come from? Tell me that Victor Boot is going to open up.
I don't know.
please.
Oh no. Oh, time out. Time. I don't necessarily know. Like, I don't know his fucking
It's not.
connections. I'm not gonna pretend that I fucking do. Do you? Like, do you know? Like, have you researched Victor Boot? Like, please.
Yeah,
inform
actually, I
me.
have.
Cool.
I
Then
have.
let me
So
know
I'm
what this dude's like. Like, again,
So-
you're talking about an arms dealer, someone who is known to be good at their job. Hold on. Can I finish my point?
I didn't
before you
say
interrupt?
anything. So open your
I saw
fucking
you
mouth
getting
and keep
ready.
talking.
I saw you
didn't.
getting
No,
ready.
no. Oh, excuse me. Right? Like I can make my face however I want it. All right. Don't try to regulate my fucking face. Right. So go ahead and speak whatever you want to fucking say. I asked you a question. Go ahead, answer the question. You haven't answered the question. Where the fuck this is going to come from? I'll wait for anyone to
don't-
answer that question. Go ahead.
If you honestly think that an arms dealer, and again, we're going to take, because he's a sick old man right now, an arms dealer in their prime, again, like, I don't know the connections. You don't think he can get new connections? You don't think the Russians can update him on shit that's been happening while he's in jail? You're acting like this is a surprise, but like, no, this is shit that happens when niggas get prisoners from war back.
So
They
I'd like to add,
update
even
them.
if
They put them in the field. Like,
So I'm gonna
Russia's
wait till a
struggling
single
right now.
person can answer this question. Go ahead, Nix.
I'd like to add that I think, like, to your point, Prime, even if the weapons are coming from Russia, I don't think the main, like, I don't think his main goal there is to bring more weapons or whatever into Russia. It's supply line, and who's to say he doesn't have connections in Ukraine where he can send, like, get a shipment of weapons or whatnot into Russian sympathizers in Ukraine.
They have a border with Ukraine. Russia has a border where they're shipping their troops and their tanks and flying their planes over.
But I'm saying if he's able to get those weapons into spots where they need them, where they currently can't.
They've already been. You guys are just literally making like this is just like imagination time, right? Where like,
Okay, so
well,
We're working
Russia,
under
right?
the
Russia
hypothetical
has
that the niggas
Russia-
regenerated his health.
Russia-
We're working under a
Hold on, no.
I also think the
I
hypothetical
posed a
that him being
hypothetical
sick,
for
like,
for
I wanna hear
worst
this.
case scenario, right? And I'm giving you the opportunity to paint this worst case scenario for this person, right? Who's going to who is going to change the course of the war, right? So I'm giving you opportunity to paint this. We're like, you guys think like this idea of connections to what? Guys, guns come from somewhere. They come from factories. Right? Let me give you some ideas. Where could weapons come from? Oh, well, they could come from China. China makes weapons, right? China is a place that they could get something from. But wait, hold on. They're already allies, right? Russia and China work together all the time, right? Russia and China exchange goods they're a huge partner. They keep reaffirming their relationship. So then why wouldn't Russia be able to get Chinese weapons? China has no problem with them prosecuting this war. Like what does this
I think it's
guy
more about him being
add?
able to
What is his
transport.
value add that the Russian state cannot do themselves, right? Like this guy is a guy who moves like Russian weapons to other places, right? Like he like, hey, I'm gonna move it across this border into fucking South America and
Okay.
arm
saying
the
he's-
Colombia.
So Prime needs an answer to his question. Razor, I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna answer your question, Prime.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer it.
So Nix. So okay. Well, Nix was saying something, then Razor, and then Smith.
Well, I was gonna say I don't. My argument isn't about him securing weapons. My argument is him transporting those weapons with connections into locations that Russia has problems getting them into.
Great.
It's all about
RYYZN.
transportation and supply lines, where he's able to get them into difficult locations.
Yeah, okay.
When you started asking about all that, I decided to start looking it up as much as I possibly can. Like, where can you possibly get things from? You're right, obviously, with China being somewhat of an ally and everything. Of course, I remember hearing the stories about North Korea also being someone that they're getting weapons back from, so that could be in place that people can get it from. But then again, that's just something that they could get with dozens of other arms dealers already there. What X just said, obvious makes sense. It can end up being a supply line thing of someone who's skilled enough to get supplies into difficult terrain. Like, they somehow can sneak their way past certain enemy lines and be able to get, say, like a tank or extra good weaponry behind for like almost like a pincer attack or something like that. It's so in terms of like, would this Victor Bout be able to, if Victor Bout came back at his prime, would he be able to do anything? Barely. I don't see that being a thing. I don't see it as actually possible. There's no way that this one guy, no matter how good he is, could possibly do anything, really. So
I agree.
Okay, so look. So what I want to say is this, right? All right. So this man clearly had supplies or stuff, right? And he probably has some stashes, right? No, so look. So I'm saying one, probably his own stashes, right? His own stashes that he has, whether they were in the Middle East or wherever. Like, he could say, "Hey, look, I have these stashes over here, blah blah blah. You can go get them," right? Something like that. Look, I'm just feeding into your hypothetical. I'm feeding into your hypothetical. Okay, so to his old, like any of his old stomping grounds. So whether you go to Afghanistan, Iran, what else we got over here? We got like Kazakhstan, we got Uzbekistan, you got Turkmenistan. Like, you got all these other countries that people didn't know about that he actually frequented.
Wait,
and moved
what
stuff
was
through.
that last country name? Can you say that one? Just
Shut the fuck up, Campbell. Shut the fuck up, Campbell.
Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan?
Yeah, wherever
yeah.
that. Look, I'm just
couldn't hear it.
Kyrgyzstan. Like, there's places that he was moving through. Like, these were all places that he was actively moving through, and he was moving stuff around. And I don't know whether, like, so there's a lot of like guns that we don't know where they are. Like, once they leave the factory, we don't know where they are. So, and there's a bunch of guns unaccounted for in the Middle East, just in general. And if he has some type of connection to somebody that is a bit more willing to give to him than necessarily being actively involved in the war itself, I'm saying that they don't want to be on due attention to themselves, then maybe, just maybe, he could get it from them. I'm not saying he now. Am I of the mindset that this dude is finna tip the war in Ukraine? Fuck no. They're grossly incompetent. Grossly incompetent. No matter what you get, look, you can give somebody the best equipment, the best shoes in the world, or whatever, state of the art gym facility or whatever. If you can't hoop, you can't hoop. You're gonna lose in basketball. That's just it. You have to have talent. They have no talent. No talent. This is a high school. This is high school versus the fucking G League. Okay, they're gonna fucking lose.
We
They're gonna
thought they was the
fucking lose.
NFL and they provided themselves as the fucking preschool league, bro. Like, we thought they were gonna be something. We
Bro,
thought this was gonna be
this
World
is
War III and they
bad.
losing.
This is bad. He's not gonna make a difference. So yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna make a difference in the war. I want to be clear there. He's not. He's not. Okay, but that's where he could get arms from. That's where he could get arms from. Where he was at.
Hey, and RYYZN, you already said your thing, right?
Yeah.
So let's just turn this back to Britney for a minute time. So Joe, do you think that in terms of like Britney's treatment, in terms of like the press, Do you think that'll improve, like, or change when she gets back here, or what are your thoughts? And as soon as he unmutes, I'm sure he's going to say something brilliant.
No, I was thinking first before I got myself into some trouble. I don't think it's gonna change.
all the
I think that the reactionaries are gonna start doing their war veteran dance over like people really don't like the WNBA. So I don't know if
Yeah.
like it sucks because
fan
this
don't
is somebody who we believe to be unjustly prisoned in another country over shit we're legalizing in real time. So there was like interest conversions there. Um but I don't know. I am a little bit worried because Gambit brought up something which is a fair point where we're probably gonna see her paraded out. And it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. Like oh
It's suck
god.
bad.
Hey, y'all better not ever say that Joe Biden didn't do shit for black people. He gonna be quick to tell you,
Dude,
niggas.
and that's gonna be that and
I mean,
that's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
that
Trump
shit.
predates
Like,
that.
I already see like the lib ass talking points of like
Dark Brandon rises. Let's go.
like,
No.
how could you say Joe Biden doesn't care about black people? He
Oh,
he
yeah.
freed one.
But would you not say the tax credit was good for black people?
What was that?
The child tax credit.
Child tax credit?
Yeah, I think that was good for black people.
Tell that to the Democrats. They've been parading abortion for the past 3 months.
I mean, it was kind of the biggest deal considering
Shit.
it was something that's been there for decades, and the Republicans said screw women. So,
Just saying.
uh,
Joe Biden has
Um,
done things that benefit black people, just not specifically black people. Same thing with Obama. Not specifically black people, things help black people.
He
And
did
so
stuff that
actually-
he's
that's
did
what
stuff that
they do.
specifically hurt black people though.
I'm not going to say he didn't. And,
Wait.
Trump.
I don't know if that's
okay,
true.
we can talk 94 crime bill, but
I don't
like
think
Trump straight up went
I
after
think
the
Biden's
Central
actually
Park
done things
5
that has helped
on
black
his
people.
own.
Can I make a Griner comment?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, because like we about to get into Biden versus Trump, and like I want to save that for the open panel because like that's always
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
good
shut my
topic.
mouth on
That's,
that.
I was about
I'm
to say,
good.
yeah, I was about to say.
But when it comes to Griner, like, yeah, no, I think Joe is unfortunately right in like the worst ways. Like,
Thank you.
I said it earlier when Gambit said it, like, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. I only disagreed because I didn't want to agree with Gambit, like not twice in one panel, but like he is right. Like, if he made the opposite choice, like Biden was gonna have his own team after him. The choice he made now, he's gonna have the conservatives after him, and we know they're just gonna beat the fucking patriot drum, and then they're gonna forget about him in 2 months.
Yeah.
And then like
They'll
with
go after him for anything.
Griner, I don't agree with like the smooth take at all that like, oh, they're just doing this for the elections. Like that's a long
For the
time
crowd.
away. They gonna beat this drum like, yo, we did it.
No,
We
it's not.
freed
No,
a
it's
long
not.
con.
So look. Again, what I said was doing it long game. They're gonna parade like because I was agreeing with Gambit, right? I was like, they're gonna do that, but they waited this long, which is the previous part of the point, because of the midterms. They only didn't do it because of the midterms. Once midterms happen,
Right. Okay,
game.
you know, I got you.
Yeah,
They waited
yeah.
till the midterms, but then they decided to hold it up because they weren't sure. Got you. Okay. Let me
Wait,
reamend
but
that.
how would
Let me reamend that real quick. I just don't think they would have gotten it, bro. I don't think they could have gotten out of this with like any type of pushback, and I think they just hedged their bets on this one. I think they're just prepared for the conservative pushback, and like they're not prepared for the pushback.
Those
of the
people
left
weren't
of,
going to
like,
vote for him anyway. Those people weren't going to
Oh
vote for
no,
him anyway.
no. When I say
He could piss-
conservative,
he can piss you off.
wait. Conservative pushback doesn't mean the niggas are going to vote for you. It means the news cycle. It means how conservatives are going to push this.
Yeah.
Conservatives in the news cycle are going to push this as
no,
wait. Conservatives in the news cycle are going to push this as Biden forgetting about an American patriot, blah, 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 blah. Gambit and y'all were earlier. Yeah, they would have pushed it if he forgot about Britney Griner as like, yo, Biden's forgetting about this. Like, that would have
They
been
would
a lot of
literally
shit
attack
going
on
into it.
anything.
Said
Like it
that
doesn't matter
too.
what it is. They will literally attack Biden and Democrats
That's
on
the point
literally
of what
anything. They'll
saying.
sneeze wrong and they'll attack them. Like, oh my god, they're disrespecting veterans by
I-
sneezing. That's what they'll do.
I want to be clear here.
True.
I said earlier that literally the media narrative, and which is why I said it had to happen after the midterms is because the conservatives shot themselves in the foot, i.e., the Supreme Court shot themselves in the foot before midterms, and thus it invigorated a good portion of people to vote more Democratic. So therefore, they said, you know what? Let's ride this wave of abortion and same sex marriage being threatened, and let's fix everything after the midterms. We're gonna ride this wave. We're gonna keep as many seats as we can, gain as many seats as we can.
All I was trying
and
to
then
say,
we can
all I
start
was
to cut up because the American public's attention span is about as much as a fucking goldfish. They know they can fucking do other things afterward, and people are gonna forget, and then they can reposture and set themselves up for 2024 around July of 2023. That's how this works. They do it all the time. Go back to any midterm year and look at what they do right after.
All I was going to say, because like I don't even know how we got back to this line of argumentation again. All I was going to say, because like I misunderstood your point. That's on me. All I was going to say is that the Biden administration was going to take flack for whatever decision that they were going to make. Unfortunately, for me personally, they're just gonna tout this one around, like Joe said, is like they're gonna throw the Naboo parade from Star Wars. Like, look at us, we freed a black person. Look at what we did, and it's gonna be fucking annoying. It's gonna be annoying as shit. Do I feel bad for Whelan?
Just saying the same thing a different way.
I was saying what my original fucking point was gonna be before you derailed my thought, nigga. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh,
like,
damn.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry I lost my train of thought.
The original place where you started, and you said, "Oh well," not what Smooth said, was literally the same place that I was a long time ago. So I'm just like, bro, we're agreeing.
We're not about to have this argument again with the conspiracies of this shit. We can save it for the open panel if you want to.
That's how they do politics. It's politics. If you don't understand
this is not politics. This is international fucking bullshit, bro. This is.
I have a question for the blunt blower.
Okay.
All right, so blunt blower, at your job, right? Do you know that, like, all right, if your manager asks you something, right, if you answer in a particular way, then you know that you'll get X reaction. If you answer the same way but in a different way, you'll get the other reaction, right? So is it possible for a politician to be like, yeah, we freed her because it's after midterms and it's safer? Like, and that's not a conspiracy. It's just like, okay, it's probably like in their best interest to do it at this particular time. Is that a conspiracy?
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When I'm looking at this specific case and I see where the negotiations began, like, yeah, I could say that's a conspiracy because one, you're dealing with a country that's at war, that's got the ire of the fucking planet on them. Look at how many sanctions we get against them, and then we're talking about prisoner exchange. This is not a quick process. Like, I'm looking at the length of time of the the fucking process to begin with, and to say that, like, yo, these two countries just arbitrarily to agree to go that they held this back for, like, nah, I don't believe that, for the simple fact that you also got this, like, Griner, Britney Griner in prison talking, yo, free me, trying to get people to on their side to free her. Like, nah. I believe within the United States, the continental, our politics are that fucked up. I don't think we have enough of that control to link it to all of these other countries that when she's eventually getting freed, you got the UAE, you got Saudi Arabia talking about something. We helped with this, and then the United States saying, no, this only happened like just now. Like, I don't like looking at all the facts and all that shit. I think that's a bit of a conspiracy.
Helping with some stuff, sure, they did. But America still has the final say-so at the end of the day. Russia still has the final say-so at the end of the day.
Sure, I don't want to get back into this argument. Like, we've already got this.
I just want to say that for a fact.
Okay, so Gambit. Do you? Oh, look at him. Look at his fucking face. Gambit, do you think the media coverage to Griner has been unfair?
Unfortunately, I don't even know what the media coverage has been. What have they been saying?
Well, I think it's mirrored a lot of what you've heard here. I mean, it depends on where you go, right? Sometimes people are just hailing this as a great victory. Other people are saying that she, that this is a disaster for America. Do you think that? Well, I guess what I'm asking is that do you think that uh, a person like that arrested for a thing like this could ever have a fair shake within the media?
Yeah, yeah. I think when you do something that's incredibly dumb, that I'm pretty sure the right wing media is going hard, and the left wing media is like, "Yo, we got to get the old man reelected." So I think it's. I mean, I haven't seen the media, but I would assume that that's what's happening. It's just both sides, standing in the trenches where they usually would. I don't know though. I don't know, but I assume that that's what's happening. But can she get a fair shake? I don't know. She did something incredibly dumb. I don't know if she even deserves a fair shake, but
Damn.
like a fair shake in life. But I'm talking about like media coverage. But
All right, I'll ask this then. So bringing it back to sports for a second, and you guys know how much I hate that. Do you guys
yes,
think that the very fact that she had to go and play there, which is what
I
most
think it's based.
WNBA
I think
players
it's
do?
based. No, 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 no. Hold on, wait. I think this is based. I think the Russians respect women more, and they
What?
definitely respect LGBT women more, and
What?
that's why the women there actually watch the sport and participate and pay more money. And all of our WNBA stars and the land of the free have to go work in Russia. So I think
Is that
it's
your troll face?
no. I mean it's
I'm
just
just making
real.
sure.
Why does everybody in WNBA that go to Russia make more money? I mean that's
Because they're
something that
looking for
people.
American franchises and things to entertain their people.
I
That
like
doesn't
how we
mean
answering
it's
a
good.
question we don't even know. He didn't even finish the question, bro. Like we can just read Prime's
Oh,
thoughts up
my
in
bad.
here. Yeah.
No, he did.
Yeah, what was the full question?
I was responding to GSU. My
Yeah, I
apologies.
feel like he
Prime,
did ask
continue,
for
please.
right, Prime.
He got
Yeah,
to
Prime,
Russia.
Prime
I
finished
thought
his
so.
statement.
He
yeah,
finished it.
yeah. I
Oh,
finished my
that's where
question.
it. Okay,
Bro,
I'm
if
sorry. I
you
thought
didn't
there
hear
was
it,
more.
bro,
No,
that's
no.
on
I thought there was more. Like I thought there was more. I'm bad. Like I thought there was gonna be more after Russia. My bad. Nah, like if they want to fucking play in Russia, let them play in Russia. It's like
Well,
check their fucking rules first. I don't know.
but my deal is there's been people like when I was 12 years old, I watched the movie Midnight Express, where homie tried to smuggle out hashish and ended up grinding a millstone for years. I heard about the dude in 94 that got caned for spray painting in Singapore. Like, there are rules when you go places. That's why I gave the caveat when I made my opening statement on this. Let's say she was set up from the beginning. She was already a prime target. Play on your P's and Q's. Like, if she had to give a statement saying, that she did it just to not get maximum time. It sucks. You shouldn't have been in
But yeah,
Russia to begin with.
but we've gone over that. I'm saying that like the fact that she had to go in the first place, like isn't like that the problem that we don't value these players to begin with?
So,
Agreed.
No, no, not
so
at all. Because the the reason the WNBA pay is so low is because it's a subsidized league. The WNBA doesn't make any profit whatsoever. It's subsidized by the NBA, and even all these I don't know. My whole point of view is if the WNBA wants to be making money, and their main audience is women, I don't know why more women aren't going to WNBA games. Because no, it's like to be truthful, nobody's watching these WNBA games.
Well,
yeah,
historically,
women don't watch
there have been
WNBA games.
women in the NBA. Historically, there have been women in the NBA, and there is no actual line between women's sports and men's sports. Women can play in men's sports. Women's sports is a protected class. So if they could
Oh,
function,
I'm okay. All right, so Waterkai, I like what you're going here. Okay, so Waterkai, are you saying that we should have a combined league?
I think that'd be fine.
There
What do
would be
y'all
no
think of
there
that?
would be no women in that league.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop it right here. Look, if
Oh, Lord.
sports are about having the best chance and the highest chance of winning, unless you make a rule where a team has to have a woman play on the court at all times. So you make a position. One of the positions is automatically a woman, just off rip, and it has to be a woman on the floor at all times. So only a woman is swapping out. So you only have 2 or 3 women, unless you make that an actual rule. Whatever team plays the woman is going to lose, and they're going to lose bad. It's like picking up the kid
LeBron losing
that
with
at
men.
the end. It's like picking up the kid that has a cast on his leg. Play ball.
Hold on,
like,
hold
that
on. I
makes
just want
no
to make
fucking
sure.
sense.
I just want to
As a
make sure
cast
we're on the
Prom, I
same
just want to
page.
put
'cause,
this
like,
in perspective for you. There's been a total of
Which is
28 dunks in the entire history of the WNBA. I've seen that many in a single NBA game.
listen, at this point, let me look at the standings. All right. The Los Lakers
Total
are
28.
10 and 14 right now.
The
What the fuck
Lakers-
do they have
Hey,
to
don't
lose?
mention the Warriors. Don't mention the Warriors. Just skip past that.
Like,
We're in a rut right now.
Wow.
the
I'm just
Lost
saying, there's plenty
Warriors.
of teams. Like at this point, men ain't cutting it. So they gotta. Like, you think the Magic is gonna be like, yeah,
look,
no,
look.
we don't need women, or like the Pistons or the
Okay, stop
Hornets.
capping, bro. All these dudes, the low end, they're 6'2", all right? Bro, the women
Magic?
on the high end are 6'2".
So,
Like,
so Smooth,
what's
are you
going
saying that
on?
women cannot
Like, they're
ever?
not gonna be able to hoop with these dudes.
Are you saying that women could never gain the skill?
I'm saying that
Needed?
yes, absolutely.
Physically,
Yes.
it's
Do you want me to-
impossible.
I'm not even gonna touch this
They're
one.
up against a monolith, okay, bro. If LeBron James is coming down the court at me, a man, I'm like, bruh, let me step to the side. You want Britney
foul.
Griner to
Take
take
that
a
foul.
charge from?
We
Play
need to
it.
update.
Give
Listen,
in.
we gotta
Play.
update. We gotta listen. If we're gonna do this whole, we gotta update our mandingos because there's more LeBron. There's more than just LeBron James now. Like,
Yeah.
we can use Giannis for our
I just
examples.
wanted to
We
use
can use
somebody
Joel
that
Embiid.
everybody knows. Okay, some
Jesus.
people don't know who Giannis is.
Okay,
What?
hold on,
I
hold on.
say?
But like, so I'm looking up Nick's. Thank you for that bit of information. Like, I'm not a sports person, so that was some information about the WNBA dunks, right? So thank you for that. But okay, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong because I'm outside of this, right?
You're wrong. I'm gonna tell you now.
Oh.
You're wrong.
But is it the game?
He was gonna say airplanes flying. You calling him wrong? Look at this. Look at this.
He's wrong. We talking
But-
about
Shaquille
mixing
O'Neal type
sports
nigga.
amongst
Isn't the-
genders.
Isn't the game of basketball more than like dunks, right? Like dunks doesn't make the game. Like it's teamwork. It's passing the ball. It's making shots, like shots, just like regular shots, right? And that's a person like from and when you're just like throwing the ball, like that's just
mid-range
skill, right? That doesn't have to do
range.
So I
Want to say my
mid-range
two
Golden State, let's
points
go.
with that statement I made was athleticism. It's just not up to par. It's not.
exactly.
Like a lot of it was, and there are a lot of arguments for the WA lowering the rims to increase viewership. And my second part of that was dunks also being a large portion of, like, you see all these posters and whatnot. It's a large part of marketing and the excitement of the game. It's just
yeah,
more
but not
entertaining seeing
everyone,
people
not
dunk
everyone
on
in the NBA dunks, right? Like not everyone is like dunking
Bro,
left and
everybody
right.
in the NBA can dunk.
Yeah, but like
They're
it's
not dunking.
Yes,
Look.
No.
Look, even Curry can dunk.
Show me a player.
99.8% most likely.
Cannot dunk.
That cannot dunk.
There
Ben
are
Simmons.
players that can't
Ben
dunk
Simmons.
in game.
Oh,
No, but there are players that
Ben
can't
Simmons
dunk
can
in
dunk.
game
Stop
over
it.
other players.
But
But all of them on an open court, they're dunking.
Ben Simmons can't even warm up a bench. You can't tell me the man can dunk.
Bro. Okay, look.
Okay,
Yes,
hold a cup
it's
of
cool
water.
to dunk on Ben Simmons. However,
That's the only dunk he's getting, bro.
but look, he can do it.
If Ben
He has the
Simmons is
physical-
gonna dunk,
look,
you just
not
put
doing something.
you just
and
put Trae
having-
Young on him. That's all you gotta do. If you think he's about to dunk, you throw Trae Young on him, and you good.
I mean,
And
yeah,
if you're
that's fair,
Kyrie,
that's
you
fair.
put a
But
whole
I'm
back.
saying
No,
he
it's the
can-
Klingon.
Ben Simmons
can,
couldn't
like-
dunk Ice Cube in a cup of water, bro. Let's be real. Like, you asked
Look,
for one and we
can't
gave you the
means
one.
You don't have the physical ability to. All right. He
Steve
just
Nash?
doesn't.
You're
He
saying
just
no
won't-
woman
he
can gain
doesn't have
hops?
this- He has a
Listen,
mental
yo,
problem. Okay.
So if
Can't
the
possibly have
WNBA is
that
perceived
pain.
as women's
Hold on.
basketball,
He
there's
got bigger
28 dunks
problems
total.
in his brain.
Hold on, y'all cut the cap, bro. Women can't play
Women are not dunking.
basketball with men, bro.
We
That's
about to
just the
really do
reality.
this.
Like, we gotta
This
stop.
about to be your open panel, Prime. I hope you know that.
Women in
I'm loving
basketball.
it.
It's
Can
gonna be
women
so
play
many
amongst
bad
the
You
men?
got your title right there. Women can't play basketball. Open debate panel. That's about to be amazing.
Bro, if I'm in the WA, I'm dunking on all of them, Prime.
Damn. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
6'5". I'm
Bro.
on their head. I'm on their head.
Listen. Take the worst player take the worst player in the NBA. All right.
White
And
women
then-
can't
'cause,
dunk. guys
this
say.
happened all the time. They go play Rutgers with other men, and they put up 30 at Rutgers. The worst dudes put up 30.
I don't know.
If you put them in
Giannis's
the
brothers are pretty
WNBA, if
trash.
you put them in the
Giannis's brothers are pretty trash.
Huh?
I think Giannis's brothers are pretty trash. I don't think they could survive in the WNBA.
Yo,
You don't think so?
yo,
But you're
Joe,
saying
these
there
memes
are-
are so good, dog.
Like,
So Smooth, what you're saying is no,
That's just a
there are
bad
no
take, though.
players
Yes,
that
no,
would get
that's
wrecked in
what
the
we're saying.
WNBA.
There are no players that would get ranked. They would all be the best.
They would
WNBA
all
player of
be.
all
They
time.
would
I
all
don't-
be
I don't
star
They're all the
think
players.
best
true.
scorers,
They
and
would
they're
be the
also
number
they're
one
also
point
locking
getter,
down
the number
everyone.
one rebounder. Bro, the average height in the WNBA is like what 5'7", 5'8".
I don't know. Like,
I don't know if
You
it's
gotta
that
go
true.
and stand under the rim. You're getting the off rebounds and just putting the ball into the hoop alone. All you gotta do jump
Have
up.
y'all not seen Joanna, man? Have y'all seen?
That was a joke,
LeBron
a
is putting
parody.
up
It was not
150
reality.
points a
Hold
night.
on, workout. You're aware that the
plays
opposite
the
doesn't
same
exist,
minutes.
right? There's no movie where a
I
motherfucker
don't-
goes to the, well, a woman goes to the NBA
Oh,
and
there
is
are
just running
different
shit. That don't
different
exist.
areas where women like
No,
Mulan
what
is.
I'm saying is the opinion that you hold is so comical that they couldn't even write it in movies. They
They just
couldn't even
don't.
make it happen in movies.
No, I'm just saying, like, I
It's
just don't
not
think that's
happening,
true.
bro.
I think
And to put it in
if you put
perspective-
Saban, I think if you put like a Saban Lee in the WNBA, he'd struggle. I
Who?
don't think Saban Lee, who's a guard.
Oh,
for the
if you
Sixers.
don't know, that's probably why.
Yeah, exactly.
That
But
nigga would
look,
get
here-
I
here's
don't
the
think
thing,
y'all
here's the thing,
realize the
though.
discrepancy between
He's
the bottom
still
of the
so
barrel
good, he's
NBA
better.
and regular
Look,
people.
They drafted him, okay? They've got him on the team. They're paying him top dollar.
Saban, he
I
was
mean,
drafted.
Drafted, whatever. However they got him onto the
He was
team. He got
undrafted.
onto the team. Look, he got in the NBA
on a
at the end of the
10-way.
day. At the end of the day, he got in the NBA. That means he's better than a lot of other players. Okay. No.
I think this is relevant.
How
Hold
you
on,
perform
Smooth.
against the look? You're grading somebody. I'm gonna let you go, GSU. You're grading somebody on how they perform against the best of the best. WNBA
Yeah, but-
ain't even the best of the best.
Hold on, this ties back to the topic. So apparently, I'm looking at Twitter, and Britney has been watching the conversation, and she said she'd rather go back to a Russian penal colony than play with niggas in the WNBA. That's what she said.
Let's go.
Whoa,
This is what she said. These are hold on, I found the tweet. This is what she
Okay.
said though.
Okay.
What?
You seen
Hold
that
on,
picture
I
of her
didn't see
shaved
this for
head?
myself.
We need
Oh, I
that.
thought he was
Important.
like, if he provides an actual fucking tweet where she said that, like, I won't. I'm just he trolling. He got to be trolling, bro.
She
We
said
going south. We are
We're
going
the
south
onion
for the winner.
right now.
Oh, she deleted the tweet.
Oh,
She
okay.
deleted the tweet.
Nah,
Yeah.
there's definitely a screenshot somewhere.
Yo, they took her website, bro. If you go to BritneyGriner.com, it's an e-commerce like create.
And
site.
and not only do I think every NBA player is shitting on the WNBA, I also think most college men are shitting on the WNBA.
all college men are all college men. Maybe probably top high school prospects.
I mean, you've seen that story, Prime, about the 13-year-old boys beating the Australian national women's team for soccer.
He's not gonna take that serious. He's gonna say they was playing. We Prime has lost this debate like 900 times. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. He loses this shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
I still can't. I still listen. All right,
13-year-old boys.
Some Super
I'll give you.
Saiyan
I'll give
female
you a real.
that will
I'll give you a
exceed.
real bum. I present LiAngelo Ball. I put
That nigga was getting
LiAngelo in the WNBA.
Bro,
I don't
he's getting
think-
buckets.
He getting
Bucket
buckets.
LiAngelo.
He was scoring
LiAngelo.
30 overseas with overseas dudes. Bro, you can take anybody from overseas and they hooping on WNBA girls.
Listen, you can take any
It's a girl.
5-star hot.
How about we go to
five-star
the high school level? High school
If you take,
boys.
that's what I'm saying.
What the
You
fuck is
take
wrong
any
with you?
5-star high
That might be
school
what it is.
athlete boy, they giving business to
This
everybody in
conversation's
the
so fucked
WNBA.
up.
Everybody, all of them.
It's not even fucked up. It's facts. Bro,
We don't
it's
have
like-
the
no, no,
stat-
no,
we
no.
don't have the
Listen,
data.
Joe,
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of let them hoop.
Joe, I know you believe
You
it.
put me in
Joe,
a ring
you
with
think
Mike Tyson, I'm getting my ass
Zion
beat.
Williamson 18 years old, not giving buckets to everybody in the WNBA. You
Who
think
was it?
LeBron? You think LaMelo would give buckets? Any 18-year-old, probably 17, maybe even 16. Them niggas giving them buckets, bro. They giving them buckets. Y'all crazy. Y'all out of y'all minds.
See,
They
like
gonna
y'all
tell you
had
this.
y'all had me with like the normal NBA. Y'all had me there
Bro,
because like
you
I could buy that. I
crazy.
could buy
Wait,
no
are you trying
Gambit,
to tell me
time
that
out,
every
Gambit.
college player
Hold up,
isn't cooking the
wait,
WNBA?
Gambit.
Yes, they cooking the niggas,
Nah, bro.
bro.
See, that's my problem. Y'all keep
Barbecue
moving it. Y'all keep
chicken.
moving it down and down for the meme.
Matter
I
of
get
fact,
it. It's funny.
you want to get for real?
No, it's not even for the
It's a
meme. I'm trying to
fact.
get a real
You want
match.
to get for real? If you take the overgrown 8th graders, I think they're giving buckets too.
This is what I'm. This is the
Y'all just
meme shit
being
I'm
for
talking.
real.
This is the meme shit I'm talking
Bro,
about. The
bro.
NBA, y'all got me sold on the NBA. College
Listen, my
basketball,
mother
it
was
could be a
6'4".
debate. High schoolers are fucking big 8th graders, motherfucker.
Bro,
No,
bro,
look,
bro,
no,
bro.
no.
Look,
Remember
anybody
Besides
that
Bro,
makes
stop.
that
It's
McDonald's,
just like-
no.
college
Anybody
basketball
on
is
that
not a debate
McDonald's high
either.
school. Yeah, go ahead.
I would
Anybody
say
that's
college basketball is it's done with college. High school, if
Yeah.
you're looking at bottom of the barrel high school players, I'd say the WNBA players would cook them. But if we're looking at like top high school players, they're cooking
Yeah.
everybody in the WNBA.
bro,
Everybody.
It's
like
above
the
board.
Everybody?
McDonald's. If you were on the McDonald's team,
Jesus
you're
Christ.
cooking. If you're on the
Yes.
McDonald's high school team,
You
are
cooking a burger. You cooking
If you
something at
take
the
any
fucking register,
5-star
bro.
recruit, if you take any 5-star recruit, high school basketball player, he's cooking the entire league for sure.
Mm,
For sure.
Yes.
I don't know.
And
For
that's
Pseudo
you know,
stars ain't
a
shit.
matter of
Pseudo
fact, that's
stars
why
ain't shit.
I don't think y'all realize that's why BG was getting so much hate before. She said she could beat DeMarcus Cousins one-on-one.
Yeah,
Everybody was
and they-
laughing at her. She's
My
like,
DeMarcus
"She's
God,
Cousins
wrong."
just posted a bunch of laughing emojis.
hey, DeMarcus Cousins now post 3 injuries. What's there getting bucket?
Right.
It's gonna
Yo,
be like London basketball.
I really think if you took the whatever the most injured NBA roster could be right now, they go undefeated. Just injured niggas, bro. Niggas,
Nah, if you take Brian
Gentlemen, we lost
Scalabrine,
I look
yo,
okay. So
Gambit, you know what Sean talking about with Brian Scalabrine, where the old ass white dude, he's cooking everybody. He's cooking
So,
BG too.
yeah, hold on. I love Brian Scalabrine. Brian Scalabrine was definitely good.
okay. Look, I'm at a disadvantage in this conversation because I'm not a sports guy. All right. I know more about arms dealing than the rest of you guys, but like, but when it comes to what?
You want me to get real disrespectful?
Oh
I
no.
might cook them niggas too. If we being for real.
Yeah. Like, guys, I don't have a good view of all of this, right? So I just don't have. No,
you could trust Gambit.
It's
no.
athleticism, bro.
Just,
It's really no.
I just
It's the speed,
Basketball
the
sucks.
reach. It's the speed, the reach, and all of that. It's unmatched, bro.
Oh, okay, but like, it's and Joe, or Mordecai, I need you to help me out here, right? Because I'm trying to make the case here, but maybe I can't because I just don't have enough knowledge.
What is there an exception to? What is there an exception to?
Nothing.
Every rule.
Nothing.
There is no rule that says there is not going to be a woman that will be able to compete alongside an NBA team. This has happened before. A woman has been on an NBA team.
What woman?
How many minutes was she playing? How many points?
Yeah. We need links.
Tell you.
No. So look, so
Of
that
course she
that
did.
woman, she got picked up. She actually got drafted. She got to the league, right? She got to the league, but she had to forfeit her position and never played a single game because she was pregnant. That is the story of that woman. That is the
so you
story
know
of that
exactly
woman.
what I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about. She got pregnant, never played a day. Okay? Never played a day. She was the one woman, the one that made it.
And
I
you're also talking
completely
about
understand that.
0.00001% of
Exactly.
She
women.
was an
I'm saying there's an
anomaly.
exception.
She was an
Hey.
absolute anomaly. They gave her a chance.
And she
wanted
would have
to
never
see.
played a minute. She played the same amount of minutes she would have played if she didn't get pregnant. That's pretty much what happened.
I can't say that. We can't say that.
Yo, they would have
But I can't say that for sure because no. If you go look her up in college and in high school.
Wait,
she was
Smooth.
nice.
She was a 6'3" center. Get out of my face, y'all. Get out of my 6'3"
At the
center.
time, at the time.
No. In the league, they would have had to adjust her position. She wouldn't have been a center anymore. She'd be like maybe like
Power
a
forward.
shooting guard or a point guard or something.
She don't run with guards, nigga.
She would have had to figure it out. Look, she would have had to figure it out.
She was gonna hold John Morant, huh? That's what she was gonna do.
She
right?
wasn't. Look, that's the problem. Defensively was the pure problem. There was no way in physicality she was making that happen.
Bro,
Okay, but
Yo,
I will say, I'm not gonna act like she would never score a point. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. Not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say she never score a point. Okay, I'm not gonna say that because I don't know what her skill level is because she never played. That's the problem. We have no proof. Okay, but we can look at what the WNBA is right now, and ain't none of them girls who that woman was because she hooped different. Okay, she's the one motherfucker I went and looked up and I said, you know what? You hooping. Like,
what's her name?
Okay, I can see why they drafted you. I can see why they drafted you.
Lucia Harris. Man, she passed. Y'all got me talking about somebody that's passed, man. I can't.
No, okay, she's dead now, but it don't matter.
You'd have been dead in the league. No, I'm joking.
Oh my God.
Yo, but for real.
Saying.
No, but seriously though, it's not happening, man. I know Prime and like
with the crop of girls we got now in the WNBA, they're done.
Yeah, I know we want to feel like, you know, the sexes are just interchangeable and equal physically, but it's just not the truth. It's just not.
So I've never said that. Like
that.
to be, no one said that here, and first of all, I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit about basketball. I'm just like trying to explore this, right? Like to see that, in terms of, look, it's not as if I would even imagine, right? Because I was just looking over NBA players. I was like going through and looking over at heights, right? And the average player is definitely shorter, right? But they do have tall women. And I imagine those tall women are skilled at the things that they do. So like, but even if they don't dunk, like, because you guys are using dunking as like this end all be all, but I think it seems like, from my understanding of the game, that it's not the end all be all. That you could
the replacement. It's the replacement for athleticism. Like, so they're talking about dunking, but what they're really talking about is their ability to jump and everything else. Like it's a proxy for other skills, and they just sum it up with dunking because they're hoping that got like the punch that you'll understand. But that's what they're really saying. Like, they can't, if you can't dunk, you can't jump. These niggas are touching the top of the backboard, and you talking about motherfuckers that can't dunk playing on the court with them. Like, is that like? It's crazy. Like,
does that mean that they can't pass the ball or shoot when they're clear? Or
but it's an exemplified version of their athleticism.
Yeah, like if I got reach, you really can't pass the ball unless like you like got a bunch of other people with reach and speed on your team, so they're faster than them. They have more reach. They jump higher. Everything about them is better. It's just it's just the reality, man. So so when you look at them, like, the thing that I like about the WNBA or women's sports is they're extremely fundamental because they aren't like, they're these like LeBron James type people. So they are extremely fundamental, but that only works if you're playing against people that aren't like athletical monsters. Like I feel like everybody should play basketball against one of these motherfuckers that we're talking about, and you'll understand that there is no hope. When you on the floor with one of these niggas, there's no hope, bro. I don't give a fuck what you do.
And there is hope. There is hope.
You can 4v. They can 4v1 you. Them type of dudes, they'll 4v1 you.
No, like, for real, I played horse with Bo Outlaw. I literally was looking up to this dude, and I scored 2 letters. Just on
you're underestimating height.
That's horse though. Go guard that nigga.
I had to guard him. That's how I got wrecked.
How tall was he?
Wait, you guard niggas in horse?
So Joe, help me out here, right? Joe, help me out.
What's up?
Do you think You've been real quiet.
Bro, you
So
supposed to be out here defending women in sports like
yeah, I
water
don't-
time. Y'all niggas just been out here
I'm trying
silent.
to lock down some signals. So anyway, go
And
for
I've
it.
been
What's
saying
up?
it from the start.
like I don't. Again, I don't really have a horse in this, right? Like horse in this race, but like what are your thoughts? Like, is it just like utterly impossible? And I'm talking about like for like the best of the best of the WNBA, to get on a NBA team and to perform at some sort of competent level, not like even be a superstar, right? But just like perform at a competent level.
I think it's possible for women to play in the NBA, but I do think that you need to, if you're going to integrate a group of people who've never participated in a sport, you're going to have to, I'm not saying participate in the sport, participate with the rules that are within the NBA. There's going to be a transitional period where a lot of generations of women are going to get just shit on. I think it's like an inevitable thing. But I think that it is possible for teams and the league to adapt in such a way where these type of things are possible. But again, like that's implying that, at least for me and for a lot of people, I guess you're saying like it's impossible. It's like the NBA is going to be unchanged. There is going to be like a next like evolution of players. We see that in the NFL, for instance. But the problem, I think, to Gambit's argument is that it's not necessarily that players are getting smaller and faster. They're just kind of getting bigger and faster. So I do think that's something to recognize. Does that mean that every big guy is going to be good? Not necessarily. But I do think it is possible for women to play in the NBA. I'm not that far off of like it's completely off the table. But it just matters like what if a team's going to take that type of risk. But
It's
and
not
take the
just
type of risk
off
for the
the
right
table.
reasons too, not just like doing it because nobody else is.
It's not just off the table, bro. It's like out of the state. Like, it's not just off
Big.
the
Here we
table,
go
bro.
again.
Uh,
Magic school bus.
I want y'all to play with one of these niggas and understand, bro, that like it's otherworldly, bro.
well,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I mean,
listen, my thing is, look, you see Steph Curry putting up 35, right? You on regular big dudes like the other cats in the NBA. You think you could stop them? The answer is no. If you couldn't stop Curry, you think these girls finna stop Curry?
Yeah,
All them
nigga.
dudes, all them
Maybe.
dudes
Bro,
on that
but
team,
but
they're
Maybe.
wait.
bench.
That's
Hold on, no. I'm just using Steph Curry as an example because all he doing is shooting threes and they can't stop him.
I feel you on that.
And when you talk about purely athletic dudes, talking about injured Anthony Davis is going in there putting up 100.
Listen,
street
I'm
clothes?
not even I'm
Back
listen, I'm not
broken
even
off.
going I'm not even going front. Like I believe women could play in the NBA. I just think Joe's on the point where it's like you just gonna see male dominance. You just gonna see like except for like the
Bro.
rare few exceptions, like
There'll be
it's just
two.
gonna be like it's gonna be male dominance. But I think like yeah,
League wide too.
women in the WNBA can play along with the lowest niggas. Like in your example, Smooth, the fact that I can't beat one of these low grade bench sitters don't mean that one of these women who've been doing this shit since like the middle of high school can't.
You
Cause
have a better chance beating
No. I
than
did
they
that.
do
I
beating
did that
those
to
niggas.
put the position, the earnest on you to go to self-evaluate and go, damn, like that's a tough ask, right? And
no,
I'm
telling you, I'm telling you
there are
honestly.
WNBA players your size. There are women in the WNBA that are your size right now, that are the size of all 9 of these people on this panel, including myself. You're trying, and they can't do. They wouldn't be able to do nothing.
I get you. I'm telling you, I would give that person the same height as me at my 5'11" height, and I'd be like, damn, this woman could do more shit than I can. She has a better chance at this amazing Greek god of a nigga who can do all of these super amazing Kratos-like dunks. She has a better chance than I do at fighting Kratos, because I can't fight my fucking weight limit, my brother. I can't.
True.
She has a better chance at
Bro,
fight. She has a better chance.
it's
She may lose.
impossible.
She may get creamed, but she's got a better chance than I do, and that's all I'm saying.
Why
She's got
are
a
we
better
acting
chance
like
on that
Cream
cream,
the right
bro.
word.
Why are we acting like
think
NBA
people-
players
Shut up.
aren't the top 1% of the 1% of the
Yeah.
1% of their craft?
No, smooth. What's happening is people have a hard time understanding how far away certain shit is. Like you're closer to a nigga with like $1 billion than that nigga is to Elon, and y'all don't understand that. Y'all like, yo, this nigga like kind of close to Elon. Like he could be for Elon. Like no, bro. Like it's degrees to this shit. You are closer to the people that you're naming than they are to the niggas that you're talking about. Like you will beat them if you played 1,000 games against Britney Griner and Britney Griner played 1,000 games against the niggas you talking about. You would be closer to beating her before she could beat one of them niggas. But y'all don't understand that.
No, I
Yes.
would
I
not.
just,
bro.
I just sent y'all a video in the Discord. It's Brian Scalabrine, who's considered bottom of the barrel NBA player, cooking regular dudes. Like, it's not close.
Hey, he's so,
So-
good too.
I'm looking at Britney Griner, right?
It's,
Says
11-0, 11-0, 11-0. They're not scoring once.
this is a list of the Britney Griner's achievement. An impressive athlete who stands at 6'8", Britney Griner holds the absolute record for the most dunks in the history of the WNBA. While playing as a high school senior,
But there's only been 28.
Britney
How
dunked
many total?
Britney dunked 50. He dunked 52 times, setting the single game record of no less than 7 dunks. She debuted in WNBA on May 27, 2013. During her debut for the Phoenix Mercury, she dunked twice. As of October 2021, Britney Griner has dunked 23 times, 17 times in the regular season, once in the playoffs, 5 times in the All-Star game, and she doesn't seem willing to stop dunking. So, yeah, like, she can dunk, right? And on a regular basis. Like isn't it impossible?
No,
She's tall
okay,
enough.
Okay, Prime.
That's a height, but that's a
Prime,
height thing at that point. That's not
pull up a
that's not
stat
athleticism.
for
That's
what
just height.
I mean, oh, okay, well,
He's dunking like how
you
the
guys
Bucks
are the ones who
have
set the
spirit
standard
bombs,
for
bro. That's
dunking,
hilarious,
and
bro.
then she can dunk. And then, like,
No,
That's
She's a fucking
that's
specimen. I'm
based
not
on
even
height.
gonna front. She's
Dunking
a
to
specimen.
scale. I'm dunking
How
to
tall is
scale.
Britney
He dunks
Griner?
all the time, but there have been 28 dunks in the entire
Okay.
NBA history.
That shit would get swatted so far, bro, that we
She's
might catch
6'9".
that shit on this
She's
panel.
6'9".
She's 6'9". This chick is 6'9".
Yeah, she's
I
6'9".
struggled against
No.
someone that was 6'8" when I was 6'3".
Bro. Y'all
Just
niggas
being
are
real.
wildin', bro.
It's okay.
Y'all
Y'all
are
can
And I
over
was
the
in
hill
high
right
school.
now.
I was in good shape.
We to be athletic.
I'm locking up Britney Griner.
For
That's
sure.
allegedly.
Question.
She had to admit to that not to get a larger sentence.
This is every
is like when
conversation
niggas
with
was-
every dude like, oh no, like I'd creep her, and then like we
Mm-hmm.
just
No,
can't
I'm dead
like
ass. I'm dead ass.
the
I'm 6'5", I
NBA.
can
I
guard
would
her.
I can give y'all the NBA. I can give y'all these like specimens of human perfection. I could give y'all them, but to say they could not even like just be on the court, that's a bit ridiculous.
Right? That's what I'm
Not even
saying.
on the court.
To be
Not
like
even
yo
on the
to,
court.
to
Thank
be
you.
like to be like yo us niggas here could do it, nigga. I eat a pint of ice cream a
Us
night, my
niggas.
nigga.
I
No,
was based.
no.
With
I
us
no.
these 9 squares right here might go to the league, bro.
Hell
Go
no,
to the-
bro. Joe Lewis ain't making
Bro.
it. He too old. The Knicks now, like Waterkai
On
now.
average,
No,
I'm
no.
gonna
said I'm
say
not
Britney
making it
would
to the
break
on
me
WNBA.
in
average
the
in
court.
2012,
We
on
know.
average in 2012,
Nah,
there
I'm
was
20 and 6'5".
6.5.
I'm making it.
There was 6.5
back.
dunks a game in
We all gonna
2012.
make it.
6.5 dunks a game.
Okay.
On average. On average.
Okay.
I gave
But-
you these superhumans. I gave you them. Like yeah, like they gonna dunk. They gonna be like they gonna like just dominate. They gonna have all the records and shit. But to be like yo,
But
they
Britney
can't
Griner
be
can
on the
dunk.
court
I
and play.
got a serious question. Who here has played a sport with females? Like,
What you mean?
yeah,
Which thing?
like in a competitive type way, like it a church league, a fucking intramural. Like, if you have, you understand that
Play
there
Mario Kart.
is no way that they playing on the
That
court.
women fucking tackle hard in fucking football, hell yeah. That a bunch of fucking choir boys do not fucking hold up to them bitches, hell yeah, I understand that shit. My church league in football, we got creamed by the nunnery. Like hell the fuck yeah, I understand that shit. There's always anomalies, and it's like just because they're not gonna be the top, don't mean that
I
they
don't
can't
know.
play.
Yeah, I feel. Well, I feel
He's
like
asking
I
for a self-indictment.
I
This
feel
is
like
bullshit.
I'm
It
out of
will
my
never happen.
Up Theo.
No. So I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna go ahead and bite the bullet. I'm gonna bite the bullet, Juice You. Just before high school, I played a game 1-on-1 against an Asian girl that was 1 foot shorter than me, and her shot was just that much better in a game of 21.
And you didn't play her for real because you liked her. Okay, cool.
No, I
Yeah.
did not
Oh,
like
it's
her.
a game of 21.
Okay, but my
21
question to you,
21 is
my
not
question to
She
you,
just
serious.
nailed
Waterkai,
me.
is
I'm gonna be
What
real.
is this?
I
why were
bite the
you
bullet.
shooting?
No, Waterkai.
It's
Was this?
21 is
self-indictment.
not
I will
serious,
take
though.
it.
Waterkai, real
She
serious
nailed
question.
me.
Serious question. Was this before or after you watched the Orange Tape?
Wait, what?
Was this before or after you watched Love and Basketball? When y'all
I've
played
never
this game?
watched Love and Basketball.
This
Okay.
is after you watched it. Okay.
21
right.
is just
No,
21.
I
That's
was
just,
I was
that's
literally
just,
a starter. I was a starter power forward
There's
or
no way.
center
There's no way
on
you're
my
not
team.
lying.
She beat me in 21.
There's
Fair and
no
bro,
Okay,
way.
but my
21
question,
is
my question
21,
to you was,
fam.
No,
You
no, no,
know
why
no.
were
that
you?
too. If
No,
you
no,
were,
Chris, why?
if you
No,
were,
no. Waterkai, it's
you were in
Being
the
real.
position you're
It's
saying,
impossible. It's possible.
no, it's not possible.
You
So
didn't
You know
guard.
damn
Y'all
well
didn't
if
guard
you're
this
playing the
female.
state
I'm taking that
championship,
self-degradation. I'm taking the hit. I took the
Ty,
L.
you're coming
You're
down
And
the
lying
lane.
is what you're
You're
doing.
coming down the lane.
Why
It's
did you
that
shoot the
same
ball?
Asian girl
Hold
in
on,
the
hold on.
state championship. You are either running her over or you're dunking on her every
Hold on,
chance
hold on.
you fucking
Waterkai,
Full
get,
court, I'm
bro.
going to stomp her.
Let's
Full,
stop the
full
cap.
court, I'm going to be more beneficial than she is
Waterkai, how
in a
many
5
people
for
was in this
5
game
game.
of 21? How many people was in this game of 21?
It was 1-on-1.
You didn't guard her, bro. Stop.
We
You can't
analyzing
I
a
did
personal
guard her.
game
Real
this
Her
deep.
man
3 was
had
dumb.
years ago.
Her 3 was dumb.
Waterkai, you
Nah,
not telling
hell
the
no,
truth.
bro.
Listen.
Hell
Let me
no.
just tell
you
you, this is
I'm being honest.
we at the point where we analyzing people's personal
Wait,
games.
I'm
Did
an
you see-
honest
you
man.
were actually
Waterkai,
guarding
how
her.
tall are you?
You were
You
guarding
6'4".
her.
I was 6'2" at the time.
So you telling me you was 6'2" and she was 5'2", and you talking about her 3. So she was so much faster than you that she was getting a shot. Stop lying, bro. You
It was
lying.
ridiculous.
It's not possible. It's not. It's literally not possible.
I'm just telling you.
No,
All this,
And she
all
was
this.
making me like she had the psychological, she had the game.
Listen,
She had
Waterkai.
it.
Just the 3.
Well,
It was what it
5'2".
All
5'2".
listen,
She's
this
crushing it.
This proves nigga can play the game. This nigga's just
I'm
bad.
physically more capable
Waterkai,
than
there are
her
no-
in
there
almost
are no
every
chick-
way, but her functions in the game were better than
Waterkai,
mine when we
I
played.
don't know.
Wait,
Wait,
what do you-
I have a question though. The water car. Were you shooting at any point, or were you only driving?
I tend to drive and I tend to get layups. My shot is garbage.
And
Bro,
she
can
was
you
sucking your layup.
just lie at least once, Waterkai? Can you just lie for me once?
I'd like to
just-
lie. I can't.
So
It's
she
not a
was
thing I do.
6'2" from going to the lane and scoring in 21.
What is this conversation?
What
is this conversation?
Bro, at least listen.
You're
at
telling me
least
a
with my
boxer girl was
There's
stopping
nothing
you
she
from
could really
driving?
do about me physically.
You
But
could
when she
take.
got out,
Wait.
boom. Like
You
she
could
would
at
take-
least with my
drive,
game
She-
with the
and
nuns,
3.
we at least scored a bunch
She
of times.
crossed them
Like,
up.
Them bitches just like
Oh, it
tackled
was
hard.
She
it
like
was like
that.
crossed
17
them
to
up.
21 usually. It was like 17 to 21 usually.
No way. No way.
See, well,
I
like,
beat
look,
her
what
maybe once.
what I tell you, right? Women can do anything they put their minds to. All right.
Just being real.
So we're
Yes,
gonna push it. They'll be winning the NBA championship any day now, right? You just gotta let them
And
loose,
thank you
right?
for that, Pyro. Thank you for acknowledging my
but-
integrity.
So I don't. Yeah, I got it. So I don't know. I'm out of my depth in this conversation. But thanks guys for having it with me.
I
This
need
was a lot
alcohol
of
for this
fun.
shit.
But okay, guys and gals at home, who can all dunk, right? All of you, right, ladies out there, go out
Oh, I can
there,
dunk easy
play a
peasy.
game
Let's go.
of basketball, right? Like crush Smooth, right? Challenge Smooth to a game of basketball and beat his ass, right? And record that shit, all right? I will play that. I'll play that shit on
Wow,
loop. So,
Okay, I'm playing everybody in the chat one-on-one.
uh,
Gauntlet style. Let's go.
Oh, you'll lose to me.
we are gonna go into the open walk on panel right after this, so we have more content for you. Stick around for that content. Like, comment, and subscribe to our social media, including our YouTube, which we have, Exposure Social and Chat, for all of that. And consider subbing to the channel. That's how we power this. We cannot do this without you. So consider subbing to the channel. Just $5 goes a long way. So we do need your assistance. Anyone out there that's what we're doing. Sub to the channel, give bits or give subs, so we can have more of these conversations and gather these guys, and we can have a good time like we are now. Water Kai, who was always a big help. Thank you for the 200 bits. Much appreciated. We get 2 more individual people. You're also hype train. So consider subbing to the channel again. If you haven't done so yet, you'll get our emails to get after reviewing. Gift bits or gift subs. Help keep this channel up and running, keep it alive. I need your help to do that. So subs to the channel, give bits or give subs. And again, 2 more people in the next 5 minutes. We can start ourselves a hype train. All right, so I'm gonna leave an outro to all these great people, but remember we still have more content coming your way. We'll start with our friend MVP Joe Lewis, right? So it only goes downhill from here. Joe Lewis, thank you again for being a part of this. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Thank you for giving me giving us your insights, especially like these are sports subjects, so you no, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be impressing anyone with my knowledge here. So I'm glad I have you here to give your insights. So thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's got a little sideways towards the end, but it's all right. That's all right. I don't know. I have an outro. Play the One Piece TCG. Apparently it's lit. That's all I got.
They have a trading card game, One Piece.
Yeah, I saw the ad for it yesterday. It looks so good.
I pulled a
Our games are a
$500 secret
Yeah, they
rare
were
in a
like-
blister. So
Is it just a card game or is it like also an app?
It's a card game.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it looks like this. And I was looking up at the cards that I pulled. I pulled this motherfucker, and I'm feeling pretty
Shanks?
good.
Oh shit!
Okay, you doing all right.
I'm doing all right. Let's go.
Okay.
So,
Hey,
Is this digital or is this like physical?
I hadn't
Physical.
heard. I hadn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hadn't heard about this, so I'll check it out. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to Nix. Nix was your first time here. Smooth, I see you would type in the chat. Smooth trying to start trouble. Nix, thanks so much for coming through. It was a really good time having you around. I hope you come back in the future.
Yep. Thanks for having me on. Just want to let everyone know I'm dropping a double every game in the WNBA. But
Do.
What's a double? I don't know. I don't know if that is.
Jesus. 10 and 2
double
stats.
digits in points and double digits in rebounds.
Okay. All right.
It was
Thank
8
you.
and 2 stats, but yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Going crazy.
Well, he has the vertical height, and apparently that's the only thing that matters, is what I'm being told. All right.
I'm
Let's
6'5",
go.
so I can probably get him.
You're 6'5" too?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. We got
I am.
a game. Let's go to Waterkai. Waterkai, thank you for coming through. Who's only 6'4"?
6'4", only 6'4".
You're not a man, clearly. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, man.
What are we gonna do?
Just messing around.
Yo, it's a random group of us bigger than the whole WNBA, but that's crazy.
Water.
So
I almost got a starting 5 just in that corner of the panel. Like, what's going on?
like in the actual NBA, I'm like a point guard. I was throughout my entire life taller than everyone else, so I'm a power forward or a center all the time. I wasn't trained to be a real basketball player, but I got good numbers on the boards. But that's not the point. Like Britney Griner knew if she goes to another country, she might catch some wreck. So from watching the Midnight Express when I was 12 years old and seeing a dude end up in a Turkish prison to a dude in 94 getting caned for spray painting on shit, Britney should have known better. So I don't think we should have really gone out of our way, but the fact Kai actually moved me on this. I don't feel that letting go of a arms dealer really makes that big of a difference. So it's a person for a person in this case, and I'm glad she's out, but I really didn't care in the first place, and nobody would have if it wasn't for the media. So, kind of is what it is. And women can compete in men's sports. They just have to want it more. There can be people that want it more. Get good.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for that inspired speech. Let's go to our friend Taj. Taj, are you where are you in this basketball team? That Gambit was to put together just to harass WNBA players.
Oh, I'm a short 5'10", 5'11" king. All right.
Okay.
So maybe I'll be like the Allen Iverson or the Bugsy Mogs.
Okay.
Bugsy
I'm goofy
Moles,
like Bugsy
Jesus.
Mogs, so maybe I'll do it.
What
It's
are
Muggsy
Bugsy's
Bowles, bro.
What are
It's
Bugsy's
Muggsy Bowles.
dunk numbers?
I
Better
don't,
than
I
WNBA.
don't know. I'm sure. He might not be. Maybe he can dunk. I don't know.
Just wondering.
But
For
yeah.
fun.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Yeah. So Christmas Miracle, Britney Garner's back. Happy for her. I'm not sure how keen I am on that trade still. But yeah, like I think that sex separation in sports is fair. Um, and yeah, that's where I stand. Yeah, that's my position.
Okay. All right. Nice way to trail off into nothingness. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go, Razor. Razor, thank you for coming through and being part of this, and for being tall, right? Proving your superiority to the WNBA organization. Your physical attributes will grant you a place in history. But okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, for the whole thing with Brittany Griner getting back, I'm glad that she did. Got rid of an old cancer-ridden man. Whatever. Who cares anymore? No one really does on that front. When it comes to sports, I know literally nothing. If you want to talk, but if you want to know games and other political stuff in the future, follow me on here on Twitch.
All right. And you can put your link in the chat, of course. Next we have Smooth, Smooth, who came out swinging tonight, and I've missed you, buddy.
Oh,
I haven't.
I told y'all how I was coming tonight. I told
Oh
y'all
yeah,
how
you
I was
were.
coming. I did not disappoint. But
It
at the
definitely
end,
was a bold strategy, Cotton.
what now?
It definitely was a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I came with it, man. I just like full steam ahead. Forget what anyway. Look, so hi, I'm Smooth. So listen, if you want to check me out, you can check me out at Home with Smooth kind of everywhere. We're everywhere, literally. I'm everywhere. Man, I love this panel. You know what I'm saying? I try to be here all the time. I try to. But you know, it's the holidays and shit, man. You know, stuff happens. But needless to say, I'm glad that I'm here today. It was good talking to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Got some great laughs in. Usual. You know what I'm saying? Always a great time. Y'all make sure y'all follow, y'all sub, so y'all can tap back in whenever there's another panel.
Next we have our friend Pyro. Pyro, of course, is as soon as I call on him, that's the best time to take a puff. Like he does it every time. Pyro.
I do it on purpose too. Like I want you to know that. Like I time it so like for the effect, right? The effect of the no. I love these panels. I love the all black everything's. Like you know, I had to hop in, inject a little bit of fire into the shit. Like it's fun. These panels is always fun, especially when we get niggas that I know and like you got Joe Lewis up here who's missing in action. You got Water Kai who I've grown to love on these panels. Gambit up here always bringing some goofy shit, but also he's got the good topics most of the time. Like I'm not gonna lie. Smooth up here, Taj. Like y'all niggas always here providing a good ass time, whether we fighting or whether we just chilling and getting along. Like it's always good to see y'all. When it comes to the topics at hand for the panel, Brittany Griner, she's back. I can go back to not paying attention. I hope that next time she goes to a foreign country, she, you know, reads up on their laws and shit. Like, hopefully that's a thing she's learned with her, like, 9 months in fucking gulag prison or some shit. With the other story, let this nigga just, you know, go coach for wherever he gonna coach for. Like, we shouldn't be looking at individual people to be fixing the systemic issues that we as Black people notice in our communities. I think I said this last panel we were on when it comes to rap music, but like the systemic issues that we notice should be fixed at, the root of their issue, which comes from our government and the way our politicians like to run, Democrat and Republican. Republicans are cartoonishly evil. We know what they about. Democrats, y'all gotta fucking do better if y'all want to hold the Black vote, because Jesus fucking Christ, like just Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm the Pyro Tyrant. Y'all know where to find me. God bless the panel. God bless ABE, and I don't know. God bless America or some shit. I'm gonna just smoke more weed.
Amen.
All right. Let's go to a Gambit. GSU Gambit. It was a bit of a surprise to have you here, right? Really pleasant one. Not for WNBA fans, but you just terrorized them tonight. I don't know why, but you made my night being around. You're always such a valuable member of our community. So thanks for stopping by, my man.
Well, man, I'm happy I could. It finally worked out today, and I was like, yo, I got an hour and a half. Let me jump on. But yeah, man, I like the topics. Shout out to Prime Time. And yeah, shout out to Britney. I'm happy she out, man. I think like everything that Pyro said, if we going into a situation where people already might not like us, to like violate the rules is just kind of idiotic to me. But just in case there was some women listening to Joe and you happen to be a One Piece fan, just know that even in the TCG, niggas will cook you. So don't even play niggas in that.
Oh, wow.
This man.
Wow.
Stop it right now.
Just say you allergic to women, bro. Just say you.
I played Magic
for
and
that.
I played
No,
Magic
no,
and
listen. I'm memeing, but I've watched more WNBA than most women on this planet. So shout out to women's sports. I think they're important. Prime trying to get rid of women's sports, but that's a whole nother topic we got to talk about tonight. But shout out to women's sports. Shout out to Serena, one of the greatest of all time to ever do it. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, guys. Thanks so much. We'll continue on up work on panel. Hey, GSU though. We can I have questions for you if you still got time. I got a question for you on a certain particular subject and a particular singer. If you're willing to step in there, if you want that smoke, come at me in the open panel. I'm waiting for you there. All right. Oh, and GSU, thank you for the kind 10 subs to the channel. Hey, man, thank you for looking out for the community. 350 subs total. We get 2 more individual people. Start ourselves a hype train. Subs to the channel, give bits or give subs. GSU Gambo just gave us a great start. Thank you for the kindness there. All right, and then I'm gonna yell at you afterwards. And
I'll try to be back in probably 15.
All right, cool. All right. Well, anyway, we are going to go to a walk on panel right after this. Anyone here is welcome to join us, but if not, that's okay. Thanks for spending your time, your energy, your knowledge, and your passion for my community. I know they appreciate it just as much as I do. Have a good one. Bye.
All right,
bro. Y'all.
Oh boy.